How are you guys? Where you come from? You come from church?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Home. Online church.
Look, man, if you can work from home, you can praise from home.
Log on to
Amen.
YouTube and
Glory to God.
so
If you don't
glory
sleep.
it's not the same vibe though. You have to be in the building sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely have to be. I remember during the pandemic when my mom was doing it and she was trying to get me to log on. I was like, woman.
I always wonder what it's like to go to like a Congolese church, like the language difference, and like obviously someone then waiting to interpret it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In that case, yeah. Actually, see, I wouldn't. I would say it's no different, but I don't know different.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of how I was.
because don't you just basically you hear every sentence twice?
Have you never been to?
That's a good.
church where there's Yoruba and there's
No,
Wow.
Yes, you know. Yeah, no. I
because
get
you
it.
understand both languages.
Yeah, I understand both languages, so I hear it
You're
twice.
you're talking to the translator himself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's why you don't probably deep it because you're doing the translation.
Yeah.
Where
Sometimes-
like if someone understands what languages they hear,
Both-
for God
both
so loves
things,
the
yeah.
world, for God so loves the world.
Sometimes they'll be speaking that like pure French or Lingala, yeah. And I don't know the English version. The whole congregation translates for me.
Oh my
They
God.
just shout the word.
Yeah, because sometimes some things just don't.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like it doesn't have the same effect because I know what the literal translation from like French and English. I'm like, it's not slapping the same.
Question:
as you should.
Is it like in terms of languages? Is it English a dead language? Because it feels like every other language when you say shit with passion, it just feels different. But when
get what
you
you're
say
saying.
when you translate it to English, it's like
Yeah, I get what you're saying in that terms because if you speak like when you hear French people being passionate in French, you're like,
even when I hear you man speaking Lingala, it sounds like mad.
I guess don't you think like African languages have like a bit of like onto
But I could say that. But you could say what's called the way people talk about French, like it's a language of love. People love the way Italians like Italian.
I don't get that Italian thing still. French I get Italian.
Honestly,
German. I don't get.
whoever that's just
German.
that's
No one has said that's a language. No one has said
that's a language of
German is
violence.
like,
But do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I
when you
guess
think
so.
about English, what you don't give it any characteristics. It lacks seasoning.
Yeah, I guess because everybody speaks English.
Yeah. It's like
You're used to it.
Yeah, there's not like an element of that's foreign. I guess with French or like Italian, people that say that's a sexy language, is people that probably can't speak. I've never really
Yeah,
heard
but
Italian.
people that speak Yoruba would be like, oh, like
Yoruba
is
sexy still.
It's a sexy
Yeah.
language. you
Nigeria,
guys
best country in the
Nah,
world.
man, you guys
Yoruba
are shouting.
sexy.
You
Pop
guys-
pop.
See the cookies on the
Actually,
tablet
can I
always.
take a moment to say dongo?
Tell him.
Let him
Hello, hi. As I'm talking to you too.
Let him land.
I'm talking
Let
to you
them
too.
go land.
Don't you ever. How can you open your lips to tell me Congolese food is better than Nigerian? Impossible.
And you know what's funny about this? He can't chat too much because his wife will stop feeding him.
The 30 days I made jollof for the first time this weekend.
How did that go?
How did that go?
It was actually class.
Really?
Then it's Ghana jollof.
If I texted me and asked her was it class, will she say the same thing?
Yes, because she assisted. So she
Okay,
assisted.
fair play,
Okay,
fair
okay,
play,
okay.
fair
But the
play.
next one, I have to take over the cooking in my house now.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I still have never made jollof.
Really?
I prefer fried rice, so I just never had a reason to make jollof.
Yeah, no.
So what do
Why?
you eat?
Fried rice.
That's it.
Nah, I can cook up different things, but I
Like
just
what?
it depends. What do you want to eat?
Can you
Like,
make stew?
yeah. I learned how to make
So
stew
why
when I was
don't you
like.
make jollof?
I learned how to make stew when I was like 12. I know the steps to make jollof. I feel like I can make jollof in theory. I just haven't done it.
Yeah. You know, after I did the steps yesterday, I was like, this is pretty simple. And like, obviously, I'm still new.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it a few times on myself
Did you
first.
put the tin foil, steam the rice?
The aroma just opens up, yeah.
Next one is, I want to get that smoky taste now. I
Oh.
want to insert it.
Nah, you're trying to go for high level jollof.
You know,
Some people cheat the game though. They get like coal and put it. You can get like apple coal and put it on the rice. So while you're steaming it, that creates the aroma within the rice.
no, on Charger, we like to do everything authentically. If we're going to do it, because I feel like that's the next step now. I was like, yeah, we talk about building foundations of our Charger.
Yeah.
Let me get jollof. Let me do it a few times by myself without semi-supervising.
Can you make stew?
Yeah, that's seriously. I can cook. I just don't have to.
The thing is, you know what? You just don't strike me as someone that can cook.
What? Actually, no. Why? Talk to me.
I don't know. You look like a nigga that can't cook.
Really, I would have thought he could cook and you couldn't.
That's fair enough. Like I could see that.
No, I can understand because also living at home for uni, there's no need
To cook, yeah.
to learn how to cook as a guy.
As a man,
Yeah.
make that clear.
As a man,
Make
there was no
that
need.
clear.
But I did because my mom would just make the same loosen up and do, man. But I need diversity in this house. She would just tell me check the freezer. You check the freezer. You're seeing the same thing that you saw on Monday. Today is Thursday. was like, I can't have this.
Genuinely, can we actually talk about Congolese food for a second?
Yeah.
Do you man actually have variety?
Right? Yeah, we do.
Because I only see the same like 3 things:
What you see?
Bondu, Tamba, and what's that one that looks like a bell?
Kwanga.
Kwanga.
We have Madesu. We have Fumbwa. We have Makayabu.
Please translate.
That's what they're called, though.
Because I was gonna
That's like
say,
you
to be
amala.
fair,
It's called amala.
Okay, but what is it? Like, what is it?
Madesu is just beans. The way
Nice.
we do.
Oh yeah, we had this conversation.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makayabu is like a type of fish stew. I can't really. It's like salty. I can explain. Fumbwa. I don't like fumbwa. It's like a green shit, but it's made with peanut butter.
Okay.
That one is disgusting. And then we have different variations of stew, like everybody. You know how like you have black stew, red stew. We have different variations of stew, like everybody else's.
I'd say same with Nigerians, though, where we have huge variation, but the reality is, like on the rota, it's like 5 things.
Yeah. Even okra that you guys eat, we have it called dongo dongo. It's the same thing. I fucking hate that shit.
Why? You don't like just you?
This
Oh, you're
no,
bougie, man.
it's not even the
Bougie.
okra that I hate. It's even when I was eating the dongo dongo, the Congolese version, I was like, this is not for me, man. I'm picky eater though. I don't like plantain, so.
What?
Yeah, to us, that's why we can't really trust your taste
So
buds.
I always tell people like, don't trust my food because I know I'm wrong about plantain.
Yes.
Because I'm the only one that doesn't like it.
Yes.
Everybody likes it.
You know what? I like the
except me.
accountability.
So
I
I
like
know
the
I'm wrong.
What's called outside of the regular Nigerian, like the jollof rice, fried rice? What's your favorite Nigerian dish?
Amala with egusi, yeah.
That everybody says that now.
I promise you, I could have that every day.
Egusi though, top tier. stew.
Egusi, oh my
Amala,
god.
the thing that was going viral and Dongo
Yeah,
said.
Yeah,
It was like,
Amala slaps. How about you?
Egusi is probably my favorite soup
Yeah.
outside of
Nice one.
and
What about Abola? Do you eat Abola?
regular.
Nice one.
You know, I might
egusi,
actually
we have a
slap it.
variation of egusi as well. We call it bitikuteku. So it's the same, like we do have these things, except they're not like either they take ages to cook. So I
Yes.
wouldn't make it. Like I wouldn't even tell my mom to teach me how to make it because I'm not gonna make it.
But this is, I actually want to learn to make those things. Like I know how to make egusi, but like there's other things that I want to learn how to make just because it's nice to know. And also, I feel like for a lot of us, a lot of these dishes die with us.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's actually true.
Like even for a lot of us as well, our language dies with us.
Yeah.
Like your kids is just gonna speak English.
Do you guys have a way to tackle that? If you do go have kids, are you gonna speak Yoruba? How are you gonna train them to?
I just learned Yoruba recently, so
What you learned recently? In what?
like, so I always could understand it,
Okay.
but I didn't speak it,
Okay.
and then I needed to learn it, so I learned it.
How
How'd
did
you
you learn
learn
it?
it?
I was watching films. It was just mostly I was watching a lot of Yoruba films and like practicing or just throwing it into my language. And then you guys know Sadiq, yeah?
Yeah, oh, I love that. The guy spoke the whole podcast in Yoruba. Also, you don't even translate. Let the podcast be what it'll be.
He's
man.
my sister's husband's best friend.
Okay.
So I met him at their wedding, and he was so good at Yoruba. I was like, damn, I can just use you to tell.
Because he's only like, and when you talk to him, you can tell he's only recently came from Nigeria.
He's not, you know.
He's not even here recently. Nah, that guy, the way he speaks.
Man, you're fresh off the boat.
I was like, the way he was
He's
speaking.
been in
about
there
fun.
like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's recent for me.
That's recent.
That's recent. We've been here 20 years.
Well, come on.
4 years is 2019.
I feel like the way he talks.
Yeah, but you know what it is, yeah? Because if you move anywhere else now, you're gonna speak the way you speak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're at your big age. You
I feel
kinda
like he does it intentionally, low key, but
Yeah, because it's the best banter.
it is. It's so
Yeah,
funny,
no, on the
it's funny.
podcast, he was definitely doing it intentionally. I was like, I have no idea.
No,
what's
what was
going
so
on,
funny?
but
You
I'm
just
gonna keep
laughing like.
Everybody was laughing.
It's-
The room
like I
comes
know
to
when
laugh.
to laugh. Just cute.
What about you? What food you like?
Well, I'm Ghanaian, so,
Oh,
Go on,
so,
man.
so I'll go.
Eggs.
Pardon?
Eggs. That's you.
Yeah, we like our eggs because you can never go without eggs, and you're healthy. So I like jollof.
is that exaggerated? The whole eggs thing? Do we people outside of Ghana exaggerate how much you like that, or are you mans on like, oh, yo, we like egg?
We do. We actually do. I'm not capping. We actually do like our eggs. Like in a lot of our local dishes, we eat eggs, and even on the streets in Ghana, you can see people selling eggs with pepper. Yeah, it's just a snack that you have.
I promise. Do you know when
Eggs-
someone has lunch, yeah, and they have egg sandwich or something, and they open up the?
Yeah,
I can't imagine that on the street. Eggs.
Yeah, eggs and pepper.
I heard someone like
I'm not gonna knock it till I try it.
on another podcast. They said like, yeah, when even they're Ghanaian, they said even when they're having their cereal in the morning, You must have boiled egg.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's-
I had
That's
egg sandwiches today. Yesterday I fried eggs. The day before, I'm actually not copying, and they're good for you. They're actually healthier than red meat.
Did you? I said, dispel this stereotype now. She said, nah.
we
don't
love
know
these
that.
fucking eggs, man. What's good? Actually, back to you learning how to speak Yoruba. Yeah. Do you feel like you're ashamed? Because every time you speak Yoruba around people, if you don't speak Yoruba properly and around people that speak
Yeah.
Yoruba, bro, they just shame you.
Nah,
they
they're
make you,
such bullies.
they make you not want to speak it.
Nah, Nigerians, yeah, I love you guys. But y'all are bullies.
Facts.
Because it's so
Facts.
hard to learn the language. If you like, you're supposed to make mistakes, especially when you understand the language. Most of it's just like grammatical mistakes. And we have like, Yoruba has a way that like, you don't address your elder the same way you'd address like someone your age.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Tommy said that. Tommy says like, it's like,
A and O.
sorry?
It's A and O.
Yeah, no, it's the respect is ingrained
Yeah.
in the language.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
So like you'll make those kind of mistakes and like people will be flying off the handle instead of just being like, you'd say this instead of
Yeah.
that, like, or it's more
okay.
correct to say this
Yeah,
to this kind of
yeah.
person.
Or even how you pronounce it. Like there's certain words like
Pronunciation.
Like
do you
the
get what I'm saying?
bahandi.
The bear and the other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for us, it's like it's everybody like say for example, when I speak to Godi, the Lingala level is the same. We're not speaking like our dads, so we just accept it's the same level, but at least we can speak it.
That's why I respect you, man.
Yeah, it's like no, we're gonna like even like in the respecting. That's what sometimes refer to as Ya Godi, because if someone's older than you, you're supposed to call them Yaya, which just means like elder. Like my siblings are actually supposed to call me Ya Jordan. So, but obviously you were in the West, they just call me Jordan. So it's like even those little things of like respect. It's like yeah, Godi, even though it's only a few months older, but that's what you would call them. So there's not real shaming with Lingala. It's just like, can you speak it to a level I can understand what you're saying without did you understand what you're saying?
But I think also for a long time, like maybe not necessarily in Lingala, but like French,
Yeah.
being that it was such a like a desirable Western language,
Yeah.
there was like emphasis to learn it. Where for a long time, people in Ireland, Black people in Ireland, didn't really want to be like, oh, I speak my language like that.
Yeah.
So-
No, I do have friends that even they would say their parents, like their Igbo, their parents were like when they came here, their parents wanted them to speak English, wanted to speak proper, and then they're getting older and they're like, man, we should have
Same with
passed
Igbo.
on the language. We should have.
But like I don't know why they did that, because then they're shaming us for not being able to speak it. But it's like you should have taught us. You should have made us speak it.
Colonization.
No, I'm talking about in our homes. Like my mom would. The reason why I understand Yoruba is because my mom speaks it to me.
Yeah.
But she allows me to reply in English.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you had told me I had to reply in Yoruba, I would speak Yoruba.
No, but that's why I say colonizations, because in Nigeria, remember the British only left in like 1960, so it was like the people who were higher class and who were more educated spoke English. So parents wanting to give their children best possible chance was like, you're learning English in school for a reason. When you come home, still continue speaking it. We don't want you to dilute like your accent, the language, anything. But like that was a mindset obviously ingrained into our parents.
Yeah.
And because it like learning Yoruba was so easy to them because they were living around it,
Yeah.
they didn't think we wouldn't be able to pick it up by hearing them speak. Does that make sense?
No, that's the same. It's like the colonization point that you make. It's why one thing I do rate you, like the Nigerian NGO, is like you guys. A lot of you still have your Yoruba name.
Yeah.
It's like your Ayodeji. You should get me like Simisala home. But whereas I'm like Jordan, Nathan, Chris, like do you know what I mean?
Sorry, what is even a Congolese name?
My one is at the end of my. I won't say it on the pod.
just throw some Congolese names for us.
Oh,
What's your middle name?
my middle name? My middle name is English. Like, my final name, the name after my surname.
You have a
That's
name
Lingala.
after your surname.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, I'm named after my grandfather. Like
Okay.
his actual like I'll say his name is Bokakala, and that's his name. But
Okay.
because of
That's a nice name.
colonization, he went to as Raphael again because he was going to school. Yeah.
How the fuck do we get there?
Yeah, so that's my name, Jordan Midnoba Bokakala. So Bokakala
lovely.
would be the name, like that'll be my name. But colonization, you're gonna go to school, pronunciation, all these things people take it into account. I was having a conversation with my dad recently. He was like, one of his regrets is coming here and not going by his Congolese name. He's going by his French name essentially. He said I should have went by my surname. And obviously, me and Simi's talking about like, when it is time to start a family, what are you gonna do? She explains to me that she wants a Yoruba name there.
Yeah.
I'm more than okay with it.
What Congolese name would you give your?
I'm gonna give my youth. If depends though. If I have a boy, I'll give him my dad's Congolese name because that's what my dad did with me with his dad. If I have a girl, I'm gonna give her my mom's.
That's really beautiful.
That's I'm just. It's also it's cop out. I don't want to think.
That's the names I know.
I don't want to think, but no, yeah. But the point I was making is like, yeah, the French also is for the educated. That's what we're kind of told to speak French. Because if you spoke French, you come across as like, oh, you went to school, because the education system was done in French, not Lingala. When you're in school, you're actually told not to speak Lingala. You're told we're gonna do the curriculum in French. So if you're well spoken, like I've said, my dad's a doctor, so well spoken, speaks good French. Oh, he's educated. But if he goes back to Congo and you go to Kinshasa, people don't have access to education or privilege to education. It's broken French, or they're purists of Lingalas.
Bro, that's crazy. Like what colonization does to countries is insane.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like it's actually literally telling you that abandon your language.
Yeah.
Like that's so mad. And then obviously like Nigeria's taken to the level of like, you know, Queen's English.
Yeah.
Them man want to use all of the
grammar.
highest level grammar, bro.
I was talking to my neighbor 2 days ago. He's Ghanaian, and we were talking about, do you know the shopping bags? And I was saying that like,
Ghana must go.
I want to buy Ghana must go. And he was like, sorry, what? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So he had never heard of the history of like,
Oh, really? It's part of our history.
and he was like, why would you say that still?
yeah.
Wait, please explain this history to me because I'm oblivious.
So, as you know, Britain colonized Nigeria.
Yeah.
So there was a short period of time. Please, Nigerians, let me please make this clear. I don't know all the history,
see the
but I'll
pressure
tell
being
you.
on the
God, I know the history.
Pressure being on the podcast, they'll tell you what she's talking about. She doesn't even know.
I will tell you what I've heard from my parents,
Okay.
which is that there was a period of time where Nigeria was one of the greatest nations, was the greatest nation in Africa in terms of development.
Sure, you hearing this?
That's why we're saying the period of time. This isn't current because right now in Nigeria, we're still the greatest people.
They
but
said $1 is worth 1,600.
Yeah, it's mad.
When I go there with a $5 next year, yeah,
Bro, you're a millionaire, bro. You're gonna go as a millionaire. You know that?
That's what happened when I went to flipping Indonesia. They told us to pay 1.2 million for the hotel. I was like, what? €65.
No, that's bad.
Sorry, back to your story. Yeah.
No, sorry. So, Nigeria was a really developed nation on the continent of Africa in terms of education, roads, access to jobs. So a lot of Ghanaians started migrating to Nigeria for education and for jobs and the likes. But then when things started to shake a little bit, Nigerians started to feel like Ghanaians are taking our jobs. They're putting pressure on our infrastructure.
Pause this right now. I don't not to cut you off. So you man said Brexit.
No. No. There was also a reason though.
They also thought they were taking their women.
Yes.
Like, they thought the Ghanaian men were taking
With
the
their big
Nigerian
bundas,
women.
like.
So you
Yeah,
did
so-
Brexit before. Humans are all the same.
But and this was also then like further like I guess motivated by Nigeria's government started selling a lot of our resources, exporting it to Ghana. So things like electricity that Nigerians needed, they were being sold to Ghana. And then Nigerian government was also not providing it for their actual nation. So there was a lot of dislike and a lot of hatred for Ghanaians. So one day they said, you have this in the curfew.
To go.
Ghana must
Go.
And then they were packing the stuffs in those bags.
But even up till now, Nigeria does not really have that much electricity.
Yeah.
In the sense that people
for
have
real.
generators.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
need a generator
Yeah,
to
but that's-
live.
Which
But
is
in
wild
Ghana,
because
the government provides electricity
I think
and you
that's
just pay
corruption.
for it.
No, and it's wild because Nigeria does have the infrastructure and the resources to be able to do that, but it's more beneficial for the government for them to not.
Yeah, because all of them mans, they all sell generators.
Yeah.
Why would I give you electricity and you stop buying my thing? Bro, buy the
Conflict
generators,
of
bro.
interest.
You know,
Yeah.
you cut it for the next week, give them generators. Do
So we need more oil. They need oil.
you get what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Are you good? Have you been?
No, I haven't been to Nigeria since I moved
you
when I was 3, 4.
Are you gonna go back anytime soon?
Yeah. I'm planning to go back when I finish my PhD. So
Okay. And how's the PhD? Should we do the intro first? Talk about.
Yeah, let's go.
Anyways, we are here. We are charged.
Bang.
This is the podcast with the highest level of analysis the culture needs. I'm Uncle Jay, but you must call me Jordan, and I'm here with.
You know, it's your girl's favorite voice, Big Didge, nigga with the Midas touch.
Come on.
Who you?
That's your girl's favorite voice, Big Ditch.
no lies sold.
What can I say?
Who we got here today?
Okay, hi guys, you've got Afua, aka Gentle Lioness.
You know what? I rate it.
He came with an
I
alias.
rate it.
I love it.
You know what it is about your intro, yeah? I feel like your intro puts pressure on the next person to do the intro properly. Because remember, I took Michael from you, we just shouting. Why this guy shouting at this? Why do you call yourself the Gentle Lioness?
Because I'm gentle and I'm a lion.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
It was self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You think so? Some people have deep meanings. They be like, nah, the lion was the animal of my family back in. Could be.
We'll put a pin in. We'll come back to that.
And who we have here?
I'm Shekemi.
Come on. Usually when people come on the pod, we have a quiz. We have a quiz for people to do on this podcast. 5 questions, you have 1 lifeline. I ask 5 questions. Your lifeline is ask Deji. Deji might have an answer for you. He doesn't know the questions I have. I don't know the questions he has.
Also similar. I have questions. Don't know it. Ask Jordan. You guys can do it one time.
Yep.
And yeah. Also, we got some merch. It's not here
shit,
today.
they're in my car.
it's not in studio today, but we got t-shirts €25, hoodies €40, tote bags €10, or you can get clean sweep €70. Also, the ladies have a chance to win some merch today,
Yep.
depending on how you do
Yep.
Wow.
in the.
I have one of your merch actually.
Yeah.
And you can get another one today if you do
Yeah.
well in this quiz.
I stole it.
So you do a PhD. You do a PhD. So this extra question is that you do engineering as well.
Yeah.
God, this is an easy one.
Wow.
If 3x is equal to 1, what is x equal to?
1 over 3.
Come on. See, you're about to say that was a hard question.
No, I actually wasn't.
All right. Church, look, you see, warehouse worship. Okay, biblical question. Who was Abraham's first son?
First. Ooh.
First.
Oh,
son.
Ishmael.
Come on, that was a trick question. You didn't fall for
Yeah.
it. I thought you would have said Isaac. Let's go. What is the scientific name for Balzac?
Scorchum?
Come on. You know science, no?
See, these are becoming very easy now.
Hey.
Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tampa are 3 cities in which American state?
Orlando.
Jackson.
Florida.
Yes.
You and giving you're throwing some layups today.
I thought they would have forgot at least 2 wrong. On the Words You Head Up podcast, who is KD's friend that's always getting in car trouble?
John.
It's 5 out of 5. Did you? That's the
Bro,
hard question.
you true
That's
layups
the hard
today.
question.
Also, one is carrying the other. That's all I'm saying.
She
Anyways,
said the first one.
What type of boat did the Vikings use when exploring and raiding?
He said, "It's me that's that
The
question."
boat that could carry people back.
You got that answer?
Do you know that?
I've never
You guys are gonna kick yourself because you know this.
The Nina Pinta and Santa Maria. That's Chris.
I'm gonna have to push you for an answer.
Um,
What kind of ships were they? That's it.
a rope.
No, oh, battleships.
Are you gonna take that answer?
No, don't take it. Don't take it. Don't take it.
What do
Don't
you
take
think?
it.
I have no idea.
Should we take it?
Don't take it. I don't know.
Water boat.
I'm gonna have to push you for an answer. Final answer, please.
You picked the final answer.
The question again?
What type of boats did the Vikings use when exploring and raiding? For
I
silence.
have no idea.
Just we'll say battle.
Nah, they're long ships. I know. Who's the first guest on Charge It?
Oh, the first guess.
First guest.
Like which this variation of Charger?
This variation of Charge It. I'm saying I said Charge It for a reason.
Okay. I would guess. I would guess Fiona because she's a reoccurring, but I'm not sure.
Final answer.
Who is the first guest on Charger?
He doesn't even know it.
I will give you a clue because their clip went viral. Not viral. It was probably the most successful clip we had
At the time,
at the time.
were we talking about
I'm not giving you what we're
Okay,
talking
I'll
about.
go with whatever you say then.
the first clip that we got to get traction was Fiona's. We're talking about you mentioned say cock. You want to say cocktails? no, that's the first one I
Cocktails are so
remember.
hot.
Yeah, she mentioned say cock. That's how she said it. Maybe it was Fiona. Go Fiona.
Fiona.
Final answer?
Fiona.
Nah, it's wrong. It's Femi.
Oh, it was Femi.
Yeah, we're talking about
School.
school.
Leaving your house with a backpack when you're 6.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, that was early days.
What's it called? I don't know his actual name, but R.I.P. Chandler.
Yeah.
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry, yeah, R.I.P.
so sad.
Funniest guy on Friends.
Yeah.
What's called? What is the name of the coffee shop in the sitcom Friends?
Central something. Oh, do you know it?
I do, but I've already not help
Damn
you guys
it.
with the Fiona question.
Central. Do you know it?
No.
It's Central House. Central. It's definitely Central.
I can't help you
I'm
anymore.
gonna push you for an answer.
I knew this one.
Damn it. The one you should have known.
Yeah.
Is it? I'll just go with Central House.
Nah, Central Park.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Well, how many questions is that? That was long ships,
I got half points for
Femi,
that.
Central Park.
I think.
You didn't get shit. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay, I'll skip that question then.
Do us a Bible one.
See,
The show at Christians.
you asked the wrong person for a Bible one. Okay, longest river in Ireland.
Liffey.
Final answer?
River Liffey.
I'm good with, I don't know.
Shannon.
Oh.
Right. You guys, just so you guys are 0 for 4, just so you know.
You went 5 for you guys perfect score here and over. Who's asking bad questions?
It's just clearly someone's
Central
giving.
Perk was easy to be fair.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
Just to be fair, what you guys.
The
Okay.
first guess was different. I don't
Okay.
remember that.
Oh shit. What is the name given to the deep ditch filled with water surrounding castles?
Deep ditch filled
What
with
have you been
water
watching
that's
recently?
surrounding castles.
We said we don't watch Games of Thrones. You gave us more Viking
This isn't
questions.
Games of Thrones. This is history.
It's...
Water around the castle.
Oh, this is junior cert history, man.
Water around the castle. You guys should know this.
I should know this. I actually should know. The word is ringing in my head. I just can't think of it.
You guys are going to go 0 for 5. This is crazy.
water around the castle.
When I say it, you're going to kick yourselves. But I'm going to have to
What
push you for
letter
an
does
answer.
it start with?
Why did I give you that?
I can't.
A fort.
No, a fort is the thing. It's the actual. I can't think.
So,
Okay,
push you for an answer.
No answer.
No answer.
Moat.
Yeah.
I would have known that.
Yeah.
History was my worst part subject though.
Let's
So I
go.
didn't enjoy
Fuck Miss Gannon.
history for a long time.
My history teacher was always pregnant.
She got busy.
Fam, she got busy.
Keep busy.
Fam, she got busy. So what were we saying? Merch, no merch?
Oh, 5 out of 10. That's no merch, man. You have to-
5.5.
you have to- yeah,
There's
but
no 0.5.
10.
What is the 0.5?
Yeah, you have to get at
Central.
least 7. 7
Yeah.
out of 10. Boy,
Oh, well, no merch for
you
you.
guys tried though. You did well. You started off hot. All these names together was like 2 out of digits questions, and then you were like,
Questions were- his questions had an agenda.
I don't think my questions were crazy.
a moat.
A moat, come on.
That was giving Viking agenda.
What was the Viking ship's name?
Longships.
Why would we know that?
How would anybody know?
That's history.
Whose history?
Irish history, actually, funny enough.
What
Fam,
was
them
it?
man came on longships. They invaded the place.
Central Perk was
The,
calm.
Yeah, Central
what's
Park, I
called
agree.
the druids had to go into those long round something. What's it called? Remember they had these buildings where the druids went into to hide from the
Oh, I didn't like history, man.
Yeah, neither did I, and I know this. So, anyways, what I was gonna ask is, yeah, you know where some people, some families have like family crests and shit like that.
Yeah.
Can we just make one? Because I feel like I might fuck
Yeah.
around and make one for my family.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
and that would be my legacy
But
from there
I
on.
feel like what you need to be careful of is by doing something like that, it can be prophetic because it then is something you're declaring over like your lineage,
generations and your
and they're going to accept that. So even if you want to do it for a banter, a lot of thought
Can I
has to kind of
just
go into
do like
it.
a dollar sign?
Okay, but what if stop using money?
What?
What if stop using dollars?
Imagine,
That's a good
to be
point.
fair, the dollar is a bit shaky right now.
I'll do Bitcoin. Give them 50 years before it goes to the moon. But
Yeah, actually, no, I'm actually do that. Because why the fuck not? That's
you
how
can put
my
a gentle
legacy.
lioness.
Yeah.
I don't want to be gentle though. What's called actually?
Which
you
one
know,
to be?
Okay.
You said it, but you didn't.
I don't know what I want to be. That's actually the problem. I actually don't know what I want to be.
But not gentle.
I've been gentle my whole life. Sometimes, rawr.
I don't believe
Then
this
you be a
guy.
lion.
This guy says I've been gentle because they just has this agenda that he's a love boy at heart.
I am. You know this. Jordan, don't start this.
I'm not saying- I just said that's your agenda. Anyway, Shekemi, you said you're doing PhD.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's interesting. It's a journey.
Why did you even decide to do PhD?
Yeah.
I want
Are
to
you not?
teach.
Are you not tired of education?
I want to teach.
You
I
wanna
love education.
teach? Oh, you love education.
I love education.
Were you there once in class that you actually wanted to learn, but and all the messages were fucking annoying you?
No. I was kind of privileged because that's what I always say. Like, one of my most important things I always say to like the girls in church that are younger than me is like, actually, it's about your friends a lot. Because for me, I didn't necessarily know I wanted to do like well at anything per se, but my friends were like extremely overachieving people. So they were like, I'm trying to get into medicine. I'm kind of trying to get 65 points. And I was just like, okay, we're going to the library. That's what we're doing. Let's go. We're studying. Cool. And like, it's same with college. And my friends are like extreme overachievers. And it was just like, okay, we all have to get first class. Okay, we have to.
Okay.
And then it was like, oh, we can get like perfect grade. Okay, I'll do it too. So
birds of the third
Yeah.
feather flock together kind of thing. Because my friends and I were the same. We were saying, yeah, after school we need to go to the library, but different reasons. There was girls there. So Loretto girls were also going to the library at the same time. So I get it. And now you got your stage. You did it, and then
Yeah.
you did the post grad. Did you do a master's or did you do?
no, I went straight in.
Oh, because you did a science
Yeah.
degree. Where'd you do your degree? Your undergrad?
UCD,
Oh, okay. And
medicinal chemistry.
oh, a lot of chemistry.
So is that what you want to teach?
Yeah, I'd like to teach kind of something intersectional where it's like biology meets chemistry. I really enjoy the application of chemistry and biology.
Biochemistry.
No, not that. Definitely not that. Biochemistry is like proteins, like mechanisms where,
Jordan, translate.
sorry.
My brain actually just blocked that
Essentially,
side of my life.
my personal interest is using using chemistry in the medical field.
Yeah.
So investigating infectious diseases, investigating how the body works and how we can like play with that using chemistry.
What level do you want to teach at?
University, only be a professor.
Yeah, because I did chemical and pharmaceutical MDCU as well. And when I was
Go DCU.
come on, when I was like in third or fourth year, medicinal chemistry was like a module in itself, and that was by far the most interesting.
Yeah.
Because the guy was teaching about how like you use platinum-3 or something for cancer. This guy was loaded. His research in the DCU was stacked. He'll sit in the lecture, tells us, "Oh, this research is inconclusive, but do I want me to keep doing it?" And they pay me big money. And we're just like, I see people, obviously I work in pharma now, so I see new grads come in or undergrads or people under interest, they'd come in and they'd be like, oh, I was like, is that guy still there? Mr. Andrew Kellett. They're like, yeah. I was like, he's never leaving. He's basically has tenure and he knows his research isn't going to amount to anything, but they just want to keep working.
Would that not drive you insane though?
It depends what kind of lifestyle you like.
Because it's like, bro, I'm literally working for something that may never reap any benefits.
Well, if he says, I'm doing this for 200K a year.
You know what I hear?
But I think also the interesting part of science is that like an inconclusive result or like a negative result is a result because essentially someone else doesn't have to do that.
Because then they can read your paper and be like, this was
Yeah,
already
that
done
didn't
this
work.
way,
Next
didn't
person
work,
do something
next work.
else. So it's all like building on top of each other, really.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be the one that makes the shit pop. Remember me?
But they remember you, I was like, yeah, your name will be on the paper, innit? It's on the guy that'll make the shit.
How many papers does anyone actually read?
I have read papers and I have read papers.
How many years have you done at the PhD then?
I'm in my final year now.
Okay.
How many years is it in total?
In total, it's 4 years. I'm in my final year.
What's a PhD like? Because I've never actually spoken to someone that does a PhD.
Okay, cool. So I can only talk about from science. So
Yeah.
I'm doing a electrochemistry PhD. So what happened, I went straight into my PhD and what you essentially it's a job. You're researching, but there's a certain number of credits you have to complete. I was during COVID, so I just did all like my classes in the first year because then I was online.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then now you're just going into work, what they would say 9 to 5.
Yeah.
To do some research into a specific goal.
And obviously I did science as well. I just couldn't hack it. I think I just made it through rather than actually enjoy it. How do you learn? You actually, when you're reading things, those things go in your brain, or are you type to cram it or have to be shown that this is how it's done or this is how it works? Because I know myself, I'm like a visual learner. I need to see how you do it. I need to apply this formula and then I can go off and do it rather than saying like, oh, this is read all these papers and then attain the knowledge. I'm like, no, it's not for me.
Oh, it's a bit. I learn the best by hearing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if I hear someone say something, I tend to remember it.
Okay.
But obviously, in research, you're reading and you have to do what you have to do, kind of thing, to kind of extract as much information as you can.
I only do that with things that like I'm interested in. Like I can only learn by hearing. Like that's how I know loads of like. Remember you were telling me and Moyo, how do you know so many sports stats? 'Cause I've heard them. I've heard the sports stats, and my brain just retained it because my brain cares about
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Other stuff I hear it, I'm like, Jordan, take out the pins.
So that one I don't hear.
I ain't care about all that.
Yeah.
Education's always been funny because, like, I feel like you're testing me on a bunch of shit. Like, I'm a crammer. Night before, that's me. But after I leave that exam hall, don't ask me about anything because I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's the downside to education, though.
and that's always been my problem with it. Is like you're not really trying to make me like teach me these things. You're just trying to here's it, regurgitate it for me, and then after that, yeah, cool.
I mean, but I think the problem is that people cram. I tried this out in my last year of my undergrad, where I was like, Shekemi, study week, you will be actually chilling. You will not be doing up and down, making notes, anything like that. And what I realized is that was the year I actually did the best, which was if you actually do what you're supposed to during the semester, which is like take the time, like after a lecture, read through the lecture and like extract the important information. Genuinely, by the time the exam comes, you're like, yeah, I got this. Because then every time you go into another lecture, it's building on previous information. And then it's easier to follow what's happening in that lecture. So you're not spending as much time actually. The difficulty is our worlds are so busy now. And especially if you don't, a lot of people fall through the cracks in education. And a lot of people are pushed into education to do what they don't want to do. And sometimes teachers allow people to fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
So then it feels like you're so far behind, it's impossible to actually get to that point of just enjoying the learning process.
Yeah.
And people aren't told to enjoy it, to be honest.
That's yeah. Sometimes you feel like. Anyways, for me, it felt like it was a means to an end.
Yeah.
It's like go to education, do this, you'll be able to get a good job. You can look after yourself. You're not really also like told to enjoy these 4 years as well as learning, not just the learning but the experience of being in college, being peers, having no responsibility. So it was constant, more so like I need to pass, I need to do well, I need to, because how am I gonna live life? How am I gonna provide for myself? I didn't look at it as a thing of like, maybe let me try to enjoy this. Or what are they actually teaching me? To Deji's point, I was like, I don't care what they're actually teaching me. I just want to be able to apply this information in an exam so I can get a degree. Do you know?
And you can usually only cram if the exam is theoretical.
Yeah.
But when it's practical, like design this and you have to code, you cannot just cram anything because they're not telling you, define what an integer is. The question is use an integer. You're actually using stuff. So you cannot really cram the night before for some courses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear it's because you do engineering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously with science there's an element of like maths and physics, especially in first year. And what I did like about those things, like once you're saying apply this integer, apply a formula, once you've kind of grasped the concept, then the wording and the numerical will change, but for the most part you will know like the concept of what you're doing. So you can't really cram it. You just have, it's more about practicing.
Yeah.
So okay, I have to do this again.
But I think
again
that's
and
the
again.
that's actually the point people need to get into with education, which is that you need to set a personal goal. Because if you think about it with a maths problem, like there's a goal set, and once you get it, you know that feeling of like, I've cracked this. And I think you need to almost create that for yourself. So there's a payoff to what you're doing. Yeah. Otherwise it just feels like, sure, I just need to pass. Like I just need to pass.
Yeah. Again, you guys, you're doing a PhD. Society is changing. The world is changing. Are you still gonna be with the future? Like maybe when we have kids and I don't know if you have nieces and nephews. Is it still gonna be like education? Obviously, still education. Or are you gonna still push? Or are you still gonna try to push them towards a certain career paths? Because that's why I feel like as Africans, anyways, we're pushed towards STEM for the most part, like accounting, math, science, nursing, doctors. But how do you guys view it now that the world is changing? Because you're like doing a PhD, so you really value education because you really see the benefits of it, and then. We're seeing the world's changing, and they just said many on some podcasts is like, man, some of these courses, colleges, not that deep. We don't need.
Bro, I guarantee you, for the jobs that I've done since I've left college, I did not need a degree for.
Yeah. So how do you as your perceptions change as the world changes?
I think the world is changing, but some things are necessary. I think education in its basic form is necessary.
Yeah.
Now, are some courses necessary? Probably, maybe not. Like, I do think there's, because we feel like education is so safe, and for a long time it was the way people transcended social class.
Yeah.
But like, that's no longer a guarantee anymore.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying that everyone should like go to uni or have to do that, but I think for me and my household, education is very important.
Very good book, man.
You will be educated. Like, I don't know, I just think it's too important, even in terms of the structures it sets within you.
Exactly.
And like being able to like drive yourself. Like, now I don't have a time to start, I don't have a time to finish, but I have to make myself go in every day. I have to make myself leave at a certain time every day. Like, there's just some things it instills in you that is really necessary. And not everyone, I see a thing now where a lot of young people want to be influencing, YouTubers, podcasters,
Getting paid to be you.
musicians,
Yeah, I love
sportsmen. Those are they're high skilled. Like, even the footballers you see nowadays, they're getting younger.
Yeah.
They're getting more skilled.
And better.
Not everyone can be that. But some people also need to be pushed in terms of, you have a great brain, use it for something.
Yeah.
Like, some people are artsy, some people are not. I think the same way we promote arts and things like that, there should be the same emphasis.
Yeah, because I was having this conversation with my brother when I went to visit him, and I was talking it like that. I'm a guy. I like sports. I like a lot of sports. So you start thinking, it's like, oh, by God's grace, maybe one day when I have kids and I have boys, that's also gonna be what they're all gonna be on. But then I deeper and look at my brother. We come from the same genetic pool. He's like more reserved. I used to walk into his room on the weekend and he's coding because he enjoys coding, and that's who he is. Yeah, and he enjoys comic books. So then it kind of made me deep. It was like, I have to meet the person where they are, and you have to also push these things, because I know as boys or men, we want to push certain things that we align with.
Yeah.
And what if like that might not be their character, or that might not be what they're into.
Yeah.
Or like, and you have to say, okay, educate. Because my brother said is like, he would have never done YouTube influence or anything. He enjoyed doing engineering. Like what he does now, when people look at him, oh, you working 9 to 5, he genuinely might enjoy it as much as I enjoy podcasting.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like in this new age of like influencers, YouTubers, maybe it's hard to understand that. How do you enjoy coding as much as Logan Paul's enjoy, like obviously extreme enjoy
things that look a bit more fun. But like,
but he's just having as much as fun as me doing the podcasting, doing coding. So I was kind of deep, and I was like, you just can't be like, have to meet people where they are. If and not push their interests, you just can't push them to where the image that you have.
I promise you guys, I am not happier than when I'm teaching. Like when I'm like TAing or demoing or just interacting with students, I love it. Like, it's such a good feeling where you actually feel like what you do matters and it's impactful and it's important. And I think like everyone just has to find what that is for them.
And it's nice to have like a teacher with like a Nigerian background. Because that also means a lot for the students.
That's actually, it's like,
I actually don't think I've ever had a black teacher.
We couldn't. We're the first. We're gonna be.
Facts.
We that was never like in my course. There was 3 black guys, me, Saul, and Sam. Shout out Saul. And then there's like, obviously, then I'm going into the workforce. I'm like, it's gonna be reflective of my college course, because out of 100 people, if there's 3 black people there, if I'm in 100 people here, there's gonna be scarcity. But now, as I'm more into my industry, 7, 8 years now, more people come in. I'm starting to see that, like, okay, the people that were maybe 15 when I was 22, they're coming into the workforce now. So it's kind of seeing more of them now.
Do you feel like there's a way to like change or revitalize the way education works? Because I've seen so many people that it's not that they're dumb, they just don't understand the formula of passing an exam. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, some people is like, they'd focus on, like, everyone knows there's formulas passing exams. Go for the parts that are the most the most marks. Spend the most time there. Go for the, if you don't have time left, just start jotting down bullet points so you can get marks here and there. Do you get what I'm saying? Just little tricks like that. Some people don't understand, or some people, they get in there and they're just so nervous that they forget everything that they've done. Like, when I was in uni, there was one girl that genuinely, she was smarter than me and she understood what she needed to do a lot better than me. But every time she went into that exam, she did one exam 3 times, just because she'd get in there and she'd freak out and then she'd forget everything that she learned. Is there a way to like change that? Or some people, like, they might love history, but the way that it's taught in school it's just not conducive for them. Now they think that, oh, school is just enough for me, and then they throw it out, and then that's a potential brilliant brain that you might have lost. Is there a way to revitalize that or change that, or is it just the same archaic way that we've been taught is the same way that's going to be taught forever?
I don't, for me, from the other side, I feel like education has changed a lot from when I was in my undergrad, and it's continuing. I mean, of course, there's more changes needed, but it is changing, which is like, for instance, there's far more like continuous assessment. Like when I was in college, I had exams that were 100% exam, as in
That's my shit. I hate continuous assessment.
it's 100%.
I need a continuous assessment.
Where
man.
there's like group projects, there's continuous exam.
Oh, fuck
like
group
we have
projects.
one of like there's modules where like you have to design an experiment, test it out, and see if it works, and that's like the majority of the marks for that assessment. There's so much more marks to pick up along the way, but when it comes to things, I think that also coincides with then social knowledge, which is that we know now a lot of things about like mental disorders. And like, for instance, if someone struggles with anxiety during exam seasons, rather than going into a big exam hall, you can actually ask to be able to do your exam in a different space rather than in the exam hall. And that will be granted to you, which can also alleviate that kind of anxiety. So it's things like, one, just like if you know you struggle with something, let it be known, because then people can try and help. But unfortunately, education is designed for the masses.
Yeah.
And that's the difficulty, is that they're trying to find something that will suit all people. And the more we know there are differences, the more we can like try to
integrate it. Yeah, because to that point of like the air of nervousness in that hall before an exam, I can understand like when people are there reading their notes.
Someone just mentions one word. You don't know what that word means.
Like, and then you're walking it. So I get it. It's like if you're someone that like anxiety, you actually suffer from anxiety. Just not even walking in the exam hall, just walking in that before they open the hall and people are standing there with them. I used to hate that. I'll actually wait outside of that hall because where's everybody panicking?
Bro, I'm going dancing.
Oh my God, I hate people like you, because you've been like, oh no, he seems calm, you know. He's back. Huh?
Yeah, because if you're not calm, that's the thing that fucks you up. Like there's a lot of times where it's like I've gone into the exam knowing that I don't know that much, but you go in, you stay calm, and then you're like, okay, I know that, and you just go in and you pass. But like someone that's crammed all nights, they know everything, they've been studying for 3 weeks, and then they come in and they're stressed.
20 minutes in, someone puts a hand for another booklet.
Bro, I hate those people. Bro,
Extra sheet.
So,
Written exam, they have a calculator. So what's going on, bro?
oh my
So
God.
are we not writing in this exam? Why do they have a fucking
My question
protractor?
is for you guys though. I don't know how you guys did in college, obviously, or things like that. But like,
2-2 gang.
really?
Yeah.
so I was missing weeks for college for no reason, missing class for ping pong.
Yeah, sorry, back to your question.
I was gonna ask, where do you think, like, I think UCD, when I was in it, was a very niche thing where every black person you met was like, by foot, we must get a first. Like, it was such a weird little bubble. Like, everybody was striving to do so well that, like, you were just like, I can't be first.
No, I hear what you're saying. You can't be like, I can't be. I get it. It's a part of the culture.
Yeah.
It was like we're gonna get first. Whereas you're in DCU now. I was
Yeah.
there in 2013.
Yeah.
But while I was in 2013, the black people, some of them were repeating the year when I was in first year. So you feel like, okay, failure is not like you get that instant feeling.
Oh,
like,
we're all in this together.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm in first year, but you should be in second year, but you're repeating first year. So if I failed, it's not the end of the world. And like, yeah, so you have that mentality.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Do you
no
guys
need
ever
to get it
repeat
first.
like a year or anything
Nope.
like that?
No. Repeated every exam every year.
I would love to understand more
Just do
why
better.
I don't know why people are just kind of like that. Like, I genuinely think that like aiming to pass is harder than aiming to do well because you're on the. Have you ever heard like aim for the moon, shoot for the reach the stars kind of thing? I think when you aim
for 40%,
to be at that boy,
because
it gets there,
if 40% is your max you're aiming for,
It
what if you
gets
fall? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Where
the
if
thing
you
is, I hear you in theory, but like, I'm not after, bro. If exams are in 3 months, I'm going to the library today. Bro, they're in the studio and you're bantering right now.
Okay,
they're
but,
doing
like,
body
even-
count conversations. I want to be part of that.
Who pays on the first day?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to
I want
be
to
there.
know.
You want me to read?
Are you talking
What?
to me
if your
about
mom and your wife are in the car,
Who
sits in the front?
Bro, this is important conversation right now.
It's like they want to hear my opinion on this. They really
No,
do want to hear
genuinely,
it.
I'd love to get more of a better understanding into the like
I get you.
Like, why? Is it just because it's a social norm? Like, or is that like people don't want to put hard work into like?
I
think
didn't
there's so
care
many things.
enough to work
Okay.
harder there.
Do-
I
but then-
didn't enjoy what I was doing enough to give it more time than the time that I showed to give a pass.
So do you guys feel like you were nudged into like obviously uni's the next thing?
I never thought about not going to uni.
Okay.
Like it wasn't even in my. It was just a natural progression.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it was kind of like, and how many of us we did, bro? I was 16. You're telling me what I should do for the rest of my life. Like I say this, and I say this ignorance on my part. I didn't know engineering existed. I didn't know psychology, bro. I knew what I did in school. Let me pick one of these is what I'm going to do in uni. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And then also there's a lot of things I feel like some people, I'm going to do bad anyway, so I've given up.
Yeah.
Before they've even given it a shot. Do you get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's like, bro, you're telling me I have to study every day.
No, I think honestly, my heart goes out to like, so I do like the outreach we do. I remember there was, I was in a class with like primary school kids, and there was a group of like 5 boys playing together, and one guy was a black kid, and then there was 4 other kids, and they were all like kids messing together. Normal. The teacher goes to the black kid, "Hey, you, stop making." He was doing nothing differently to any of the students. So there's been like psychology studies where they put eye monitors on teachers and watched how they teach their classroom, and just naturally their eyes gravitate to the dark students or the students of color more than the white students, meaning that even if you're doing the same thing every other student is doing, you're getting in trouble more. And then that's like told you're the class clown. So then you get into primary school, you're the class clown. You go into secondary school, you've got used to being the messer. Oh, I need to continue making everybody jest.
Yeah.
And like it's a persona oftentimes placed on young black boys that I really hate, and I think it's unfair. But I'm just like, I fight with my parents with this all the time, because my brother is like, I don't really know, I'm doing business management to do. I'm like, if you need to take a year out to like work or do something, I don't.
You're out. That's unheard of.
Like, what's the problem with that? Let him figure it out. If he doesn't want to continue his life, there's mature students who then come back, because mature students be getting the grades.
Yeah.
Because why? They want to be there.
They go to the library to take out all those books. When you go take out that book, you say, "Oh, it's gone." And you're like, "All right, fair enough." You go to that same lectures at the front. All the mature students has that book.
Yeah.
Big this. Shout out them.
I feel like I actually needed, like, between third and my final year, I mean, between second and my final year, I think I needed a year. Because by the time I got to my final year, I was just so over it.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't want to be, like, bro, I've been in education since primary school.
Yeah.
Non-stop, all the way, like, from being, what age did you start primary school?
4.
4? From 4 to 19, 20. Every single year is education exam. Bro, one of my final exams, I didn't even study. I just went in, I just said, fuck this, let me go. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I was just over it, man.
But you have summer break to relax.
What summer break, man?
That's like 3-4 months.
For me, I feel like let young people. I think a lot of people of color don't let their kids do like transition year. Let them do it, man. Just even the time to let your brain develop a little bit more, see the world, get some work experience. Look, we all know it's a bit of a DOS year in terms of, but DOSing allows time to take in new information, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Like,
Time
let
for
them
growth,
do those kind of
yeah.
things. And also now, if we're going to be the parents, like we have, like, I doubt your parents went through like the prospectus with you being like, these are the kind of courses available or whatever.
They did not know. They did not know how the system works. Now, like, I have a 14-year-old sister. She's about to go through it, and now I kind of like guide her and go through it, because I'm like, again, the narrative was like, I have to get into Trinity, DCU. You see, if I want to work in the big pharma, if I want to work at Pfizer, these are the colleges I'll have to go through. But then you get into the workforce, you see people from all colleges and and I was like, oh, there is pathways that I put my, like, I got into Dundalk before I repeated the leaving. So I got into Dundalk. But at the time I was like, even if I do this course, they're going to look at my CV. They're going to see that I didn't go to all these big schools and they might not take me. But I don't have to share that perspective with my sister. I'm like, no, if you go there and your grades are good and you can do 3 years here and a year over here and you'll be, but I didn't have that guidance. I just took it upon myself to say, I can't go there because I'm limiting my work options by the time I'm finished. Again, my parents, they wouldn't know either. But that's something that I can teach my sister. I'm like, what do you want to do? Okay, it's 500 it might be 500 points in Trinity, it's 400 points in here. You're capable of getting 400. I promise you, if you do well in this college, you'll be in the same workforce as the people that went to Trinity. You wouldn't know that then.
Yeah, to be honest, my only beef for education is just that the way it makes people that don't think or work in the same way as everyone else. It just makes them feel dumb. And it's like I've seen people, they literally walk around with a complex of feeling like they're dumb because they just might not have cared about education.
Yeah.
Or they might not have done well in education, and now that person thinks that they just don't get it or they're just dumb. Or even I have a family member is like, oh, I don't really spell the best, or I don't write the best, so like she doesn't even want to try. But it's kind of like, you're smart. I've seen you do these things. Like I've seen you do it. Like I've seen you run a business, and you're telling me you can't do a business course.
Yeah, it's kind of the point you're going by speaking about Yoruba earlier. It's like you don't even want to try because people will shame you. So now you're scared of even attempting because they're like, oh no, they're gonna make fun of me. So why would I even want to do this? And yeah, no, it's true.
No, I feel like just people really like internalize that shit and like, bro, if I see an NG on my paper, bro, I'm vexed.
But I'm not trying to be bad or anything. Like, I actually completely agree with you. But I think a lot of this coincides with parenting. Like, we didn't have parents that had our backs like that. You have an NG on your grade. Your parents should be looking at that and going, well, what's the issue here?
Yeah.
Is it the way it's being taught? Do you need extra lessons? This isn't a reflection on who you are. I know my child to be smart, so we're going to put you into extra art classes. We're going to put you into things you're good at to build that confidence in what your strengths are.
That's a good point.
Like, unfortunately, education, like, it has to be met with good parenting at the same time, because the world will say one thing to you, but like your parents have to say
Uplift you.
otherwise if it's not the case. Because again, like, your history teacher might say you're dumb because you're failing her class. But the reality is your parents might see your maths grades and go, okay, we're going to put you in STEM-based things because we see your excellence in these or that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And I think we didn't have that.
Point. It's like you meet people. What I'm saying is you meet people where they are, and it's also it is about sport because we come from, like, not to dog our parents, but like in general African culture, it comes from like, if they might shame you for a bad result, or they might make you feel worse for a bad result. They might see an NG, and they might, instead of helping you, say, look what you're doing, you're messing in school, or look what your friends are doing, they start comparing you. So then you start feeling worse instead of taking your approach, which is actually excellent, and saying like, okay, you fell a bit here. Why is this? Why is this about this course? Is there something to do with it? Try to also see their perspective and their understanding. Again, give everybody grace. If it keeps repeating after you've done your part as a parent, they'll be like, all right, what's going on, bro? Like,
I think,
that. So I do agree with that.
I think it's just the same way that like people are trying to leave influencers to raise their children. They leave teachers to just teach their children. And it's like, bro,
No,
this teacher doesn't like me.
Did your parents help you with homework in primary school? Deep it. Isn't that crazy?
Why did?
I was really.
Well, my dad did. My dad up until third, maybe. Yeah, third. See,
That's lit.
Yeah. No, in the maths and the chemistry side and the biology, like doctor, so he was strong in those. Like, he couldn't do anything about geography.
Yeah.
Business. It's like, that's not him. But like in this chemistry and maths side, he to like third junior cert. I know for sure.
I was talking to my supervisor and he was giving out. He was like, "Oh, my teacher, my daughter's teacher keeps giving her homework, but really she's giving me homework." And I was just like, "Whoa, that happens." I did my homework myself.
What if you got stuck?
Charge it. Like, it literally was that. But and like, because my mom wasn't really like, she was working all the time, and also my mom left school primary, I think.
Yeah, my mom left school at 16, so she didn't. And it's so funny because you could see the insecurity in her when you're trying to ask her for help. But she didn't want to, like, she's a parent, so she doesn't want to come across like looking like she doesn't know what she's doing, because her job is to guide you in life. So, but my dad then was really like, he took over.
Even for me, my parents helped me a lot, especially my dad, because he's an engineer as well. So that's what made me study engineering. And even up until now, I still show him my assignments. He reads my essays. Every time I'm applying for like a scholarship or everything, he has to read it because I'm not that good as him. So like, I feel like parenting is very important because like, I see my granddad an engineer, I see my dad an engineer.
That's beautiful.
I see myself. And also for me, my motivation is like, I'm the only girl in the electronic and computer engineering class in DCU. So it's like, I have to do good, especially for women in general. So like, it just allows me to go forward.
Do you guys take that on? Like, being women in that space, you have to, like, as a woman, I also have to show that we are able and we're just as good as the men.
Yeah, because sometimes when I speak, people think all women think that. I'm like, no, it's just me.
It's me.
Yeah, it's just me. Not every woman is going to think that.
Yeah.
But like, you just have to stand on your feet and also be tough sometimes.
Yeah. I don't think I take it on per se women, because I think chemistry is quite 50-50 now.
Yeah.
But I do think I get the black thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're black.
Yeah, no. I think we even go back to the point of going into the workspace and seeing that it's only me, and it's like, oh, like I feel like now for you guys to hire another black person, I have to be good.
Yeah.
I have to be likable.
Yeah.
I have to be like.
Oh
so
my
when-
gosh.
so
I
when
remember when
reference
I met
Sam-
Yems.
Yeah, sorry.
I remember when I met Yems.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he was
yeah,
in
yeah.
Trinity doing his PhD.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Ah."
Yeah.
And then he introduced me to someone else. I was like,
Oh my god.
So like when I referenced like my boy Sam to come to Pfizer at the time, and they took him, I was like, I felt that was also a reflection on me because I gave him this reference. That must have been okay. We like Jordan. Jordan does works well. So if you're recommending someone, let's take that.
Except
person.
I'm nervous though. Don't come in here and be a nigga, man. Don't come here and start doing
The
nothing.
thing is, Sam guided me in unit.
okay, I get it.
So I knew he was a serious individual. Sam, we would do 6 hours of labs. We have a lecture 5 to 6 on a Friday. I'm like, my brother, go home. He'd be like, nah, bro. I'll be like, you know what? You make me feel bad. Let me go. I'll go to the lecture 5 to 6. And he falls asleep
Yeah, but he was there.
for the entire
I
lecture.
promise you, just being there. But that's why I talk about like your friendships. You don't realize how much certain things just seep into you.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like
true.
subconsciously, even like a lot of our opinions, like about like life and things we believe. It's just no one said it to you. No one necessarily told you to believe it. It's just
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was in school, bruv, there was a critical time where they were shaming people for being stupid. And
Boys do that,
You did not want to be the guy that got the lowest in, because if you say anything, bro, did you get 20%?
no. I
that's
see
how
my
boys do.
brother do that with his friends.
Yeah,
we
yeah, that boys
we
do
were
that.
at dinner with one of his friends, and I was like, Charles, you failed the. Sorry, Charles.
Shout out you, Charles.
I was like, you failed something, and his friend was laughing at him, and he was like, shut up, you repeated like. Why is this funny?
Because shame is the greatest motivator. Best believe.
But it's not
Boys do
because
that.
they're just bantering about it. If that was really a problem, you do something about it.
No, because the thing is, right? Because I say that because in those times, if we didn't get bantered about that, I wouldn't have cared about getting the lowest.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But because I could have been the butt of the joke and I can't deflect now.
But did that make you want to be smart, or did that just make you want to not be the dumbest?
I wanted to. Doesn't matter. I want to be better than the last guy.
Do you get what I'm saying? Is it like,
Doesn't matter
like
how I get there. I got there.
Bruv, you know you're laughing. It's like, I know you're not like. What? If someone says, I know you're not laughing, no one speaks.
And then they'll say, well, I didn't even say it. He said, what are you giving that to me for?
Because
you're laughing.
So you laugh a little too hard. No, bro, didn't you fail? Yeah, see, all of that. But the thing is, like, as bad as it is, it did raise our levels. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we were getting high marks. Like, we started getting high marks. Like,
Okay, good, okay.
do you get what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, oh, you got 39 and you got 41 and we're bantering you. No, it was like, bruv, I got 70 and you're getting 50.
Yeah, it goes back to your point, and you start aiming higher. You start aiming like, nah, like because then you know, if I know Dage is capable of 60s, because that's what he's been getting the last 3 exams, says I can't just study for the 40 now. I have to study for the 80 because Dage is gonna get at least 60. And then when I that day might be my day. I might have the exam that day, and you do that thing. You're like, what you get? Nobody wants to talk about it, but everybody wants to talk about it.
Fam. And there was one of my boys, we'd always get something similar, but sometimes he beat me like 2-3%. And I was vexed because it would happen consistently. It would be like 5% more than me, 3% more than me, 2%. I was vexed. I was like, "Rah, so did you're dumb like this?"
Damn.
Do you see? One I want to ask is there a difference? Like, you know, we're talking about intelligence and smart and being smart, etc., and teachers, and then going to college and having more independent, doing it yourself. I met up with my boy for coffee, and there was a girl.
That was really cute, by the way. I love seeing men do that.
shout out Ayub. And there was a girls' school at the time, Loretto. In Loretto, the girls that were like our counterparts, they were killing it. They were always getting better grades than us. They got into school. But then when they got into the college, I saw them struggle a bit more in terms of like, one of them was like repeating a year, repeating exams. Some of them dropped out. And I know in my brain, they were a lot smarter than I was in terms of like academically. But then they got to college, some of them, they just couldn't see it out, or they were not performing as well as they would in secondary school. Is there any reason for that, do you think? That
Oh, I think college is a different ballgame, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because like Secondary school, there's a level of, the exam. Like, you've got exam papers and all this kind of stuff. It's a bit different. You've got, like, revise-wise, all the less stress,
Less
more
stress.
stress,
Shout out to
all
them.
this stuff. Where in college, I think, especially in your first year, college may require you to build up grit.
Yeah.
Which is, if in my first year I got a C for the first time, and guess, as in, when I said, that meme where SpongeBob is like, rattled? Like, I was, to my very core, I was rattled. Which is, you need to build up grit, which is that you were used to being like, oh, I always do well. I don't even have to work that hard to do well. And you realize, oh, crap, I got to work hard to do well.
Yeah.
Or I can actually fail, or I might actually not be good at this thing the way I thought I was. And that grit has to motivate you to do more, because you can't carry on the same standard you were in, like, secondary school.
Yeah.
And I think that grit can, like, if all you saw yourself as was, I'm a really smart person.
Yeah.
That means your perception of yourself was completely shattered.
And
by
then they
this
get,
thing.
and that can actually rattle you.
Exactly.
Because
Where
you're
for
like,
me, my friends were always smarter than me anyway. So I was just like, while I was still rattled based on the fact that, like, oh crap, my GPA might hit.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, gotta pick it up.
Yeah, and actually that goes to your point. Is like, that's why we're like in DCU at the time, because I came from an education system, secondary school, where we're bantering each other who failed, who passed. So when I did get to DCU and you don't maybe perform as well as you want to, as well as you should, you don't get as rattled, because you're like, I've been here before. I've seen no.
I was done before.
Yeah, I've seen this guy's a fool. Like, I've seen the bad grades, and it just means I need to work harder, because there's proof of concept. When I did bad and I saw Digi, for example, do well, I also worked well to
Exactly.
do as well as
Yeah.
Digi. So like, when you then see the bad grade in uni, you're like, all right, I need to do what I need to do. But against maybe the girls that are counterparts at the time, to your point, maybe you rattled them.
I feel like it's accountability.
What do you mean?
In secondary school, your
That's
teachers
true
give a
too.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, bro. In college, do you know how many times I've left my shit there? I'd leave class, when class is over, I come back, get my shit. Like, they don't care if you're in uni or not. Whereas in secondary school, they're taking roll. Are you in class? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
True.
We're calling home. Do you get what I'm saying? Some people need that level of
Like that
discipline,
structure. Yeah,
and
like
some people
accountability.
once they've lost that, it's kind of like, oh, so I don't need to go class. Okay, if I don't put in this CA, nothing happens. If I don't show up to this exam, nothing happens. You're not calling my mom. You're not doing anything. Do you get what I'm saying? And once they've lost that, it's kind of like, those are the only things that kept them in check to get those grades.
that's true.
And then once that's gone, it's like,
No,
Do you get
yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's also a good point to it. And you guys are here to promote something?
Yeah, our Come Here Till I Tell You festival, which is within Science Week, the week of the 14th, the 13th November.
Yeah.
And then from my particular events on the 14th November, all uni students are invited, and it's a $5 per ticket and €25 for a group of 6 for a university pub quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, same here. I'm doing a pub quiz as well for anyone, actually, on the 15th of November in Grand Central Bar. And it's going to be lots of fun. The whole week is basically a series of festivals, a range of different events, like the science of making cocktails, the science of makeup, lots of different things pop in. Check our Instagram out, which is Come Here Till I Tell You, right?
Yes.
And yeah,
so
give us a
Irish.
follow.
Come here till I tell you.
Yeah.
Come here
I
tell
was
you.
just come here till I quiz you.
Yeah, I can't remember what mine.
And how did this come? The Science Week, is it a yearly thing, or is this a brand new thing? How did you guys get involved this year? Or are you guys involved every year?
Yeah, I
We
guess.
met
I work in UCD, where Simply Science is set up, which is run by a fella called Phil. Hiya, Phil. And he works with SFI and RTE and a range of all these companies to do science outreach for different age groups. So for Science Week, he's been funded to run this festival.
Yeah, and our whatever money you provide will be given to Jigsaw as well.
What's
As a
Jigsaw?
charity. It's a
Oh, the
charity, yeah.
Honestly, what's good? Why should anybody come? Because science seems pretty boring in my opinion.
Do you want to fight?
Do
you wanna fight?
Sell the science.
Because
I think
like it's not like it's a motive. You guys have to sell this.
You have
you
to
think
come.
you think I'm coming to town for science?
I'm gonna speak to the nerds. I'm gonna speak to the Black people who enjoy STEM, who who maybe do a job within that field, but don't necessarily feel like they have any other sort of grasp or any other commitment to it. Like science is so much fun, and it doesn't have to be restricted just to like course lectures or your job. Like you'll be surprised when you get there. That's what I can say. Like we did this last year. It was so successful. That's why we got more money to do it this year. Okay. It's just that I looked around the room and went, hello, hi, where are my people? Where are the people of color? Because we want to see those people represented as well. And we want them to experience these things. So like pop along.
Is it free?
Yeah.
No, tickets are $5. That's just to make sure people show up. But you will get your ticket in other value, I'll tell you that.
What, prizes and that?
Lots of things.
And if you failed science before, this quiz will make you feel smart. And because you can win things. There's so many prizes going on. And for our event, DCU DJ Sock will be there to light up the party. And I'll be hosting with my friend Ethan. So it'll be so much fun.
Final question for you, Dej.
Okay.
Would you consider yourself smart?
In what terms?
Or do you think you have a lot of trauma from uni and school?
To be honest, I breezed through most of it. Like, I'd say I'm smart.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I understand things pretty easily.
Why did you ask him that?
Because I think...
Why is she freeze?
Because you looked...
We're part of
Don't
worry, I can take it.
No. I think you are very smart. Yeah. But I think... I wonder if you're someone who, because you're quiet and you banter with your boys, that you had that rhetoric like said to you a lot.
Oh, that I'm not smart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's called in primary school? I was when they were doing maths, they took me out and they put me in the other class. What's funny? This is why Dongo said you can't have these conversations here. Because why are you laughing? I'm trying to open up to you.
It said, "All right, maths time. Can you come here?"
Yeah, no, bro. Maths English. Yo, Dage, come. Let's go sit over there. And then, funnily enough, I
Did
actually
you have like
remember.
another teacher sit with you to do another level of maths?
Stop it.
What's good?
I thought those kids in class.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't that I had an extra teacher, bro. They took me out of the class to another building, and there was like 4 of us.
You come with the junior inference, please.
Bro, there was like 4 of us. We were just sitting there, and then eventually I made my way back into the class. Then now getting into secondary school, bro, they put me foundation everything.
You really?
Foundation everything. Foundation maths. I had to work my way up from foundation maths to higher level.
Why'd you work? You just did what? Why did you start your foundation if they
I didn't do my entrance exams, so they just said he must be dumb. Put him in.
Why did you not show up for your entrance exam?
So, with my school, the classical school, there's like a quota of three blocks a year, right? Yeah. So I actually didn't get accepted into the school at first. Yes, I was supposed to go to the other school. They took my mom to the school, and my mom went to go chat to the people, and the principal was like, "Oh yeah, we got black kids here, blah blah. Let's bring one in." They brought one in with ear piercings. I said no, he's not going to the school. So then she went back to my principal from primary school, because obviously the principal had a relationship with the principals of the secondary school. Chatted to them, whatever, and just like they got me in. I didn't do my entrance exam, so then they just threw me in foundation everything. So like I was doing foundation maths, and I was sitting here, with all due respect, bro, some of the slowest people I've ever met. Jesus Christ! Like I don't think you understand, bro. I'm in class. Don't talk to me. I'm in class, and I've done my work. I've done my homework, and I'm just class isn't even over. I'm just chilling. I'm just like, bro, I'm genuinely bored. Yeah. Then eventually they put me in ordinary level. I was smashing it there, just doing like. I understand maths and I get it. I actually don't know why I was even put in that slow class in the first place. But yeah, then I got to higher level, and then yeah.
Did you do higher for leaving?
I was going to. Then I was like, this is not worth the effort. Yeah. So I was like, the amount of time I used to get a C here, I could probably go get an A in ordinary level with half the effort and spend my time doing something else. Yeah.
So then my question is, do you think that has affected sort of where you, even for university then, where you set your projections? Because I think there's always like voices at the back of our heads being like what you've heard over the years. And for me, my dad was very much like, nah, because so my grandma, she wasn't literate, but she tried her best to learn English. So she was like, if I ever get to come back to life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pursue education to the highest level. And so my dad had always said this, that education is by force, by fire. Okay, you get an A+. My dad would put incentives in place. I'm going to buy you this if you can get this grade.
Did they ever actually buy it?
No.
I know. Because
No,
they always do
but
that.
there'd be some random summers where he'd be like, "Here's a tenner,
Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
great.
yeah.
I'm so happy with your grades."
Yeah, but you're telling me if I get 500 points in my leaving cert, you buy me a car.
I promise you, though. But
Where's
I
my
feel
car?
like the weird thing was, it wasn't even about the incentive. It was the joy my dad
Yeah.
would have,
Oh.
just like looking at my report card. Like my dad would be driving to work and he'd hop out of his car, being like, "Your grades are," you'd be like, "Okay, I need to do well." Like,
What are you gonna say? Must be nice. I knew he was gonna say must be nice.
so
This guy is so ridiculous. No, like I got to say, like my dad was like, I remember my brother was very studious, and my brother, he'll go to all these extra course. Do you know the guy? His name is George Humphreys. He wrote the maths book. I know this because he was doing the maths course in Trinity from the book he did. My brother would then Mondays would take the train, go to Trinity. Bro, I'm telling you, my brother
He was an actual nerd. Not low key, that's high key.
It's like you go to train, he'll get the curriculum taught by this guy George Humphreys, and then he got an award, a maths award, and an academic award intellectually. My dad would not, because the year before he came to the award ceremony at the end. And then I won 2 awards for ball.
He didn't
And
get
all
fucked by those.
the black people were winning awards for music, football, rugby, sports.
he was just rolling his
That
eyes.
day he came to me and said, "Why you guys only winning awards for all this stuff?" Next year he pulled off. Nathan then wins an award for like maths and like the way that guy spoke about it with like so much joy and happiness. And I
like,
was like,
it means so
"Damn."
much. And you're like, I want to do it. So
Shout
like,
out
do you
him.
think? Go back to the question. To you then.
What's called? You know what? I don't think I ever internalized those things. Like for the most part, I just wanted to show you niggas I wasn't dumb. And then, funny
Then
enough,
what changed in college?
nothing changed. You know what it is? Yeah, like I've actually kind of been. It's weird. They threw me in those classes, but then also every teacher would always tell me that, oh, you have potential. So I've always been told that I have potential. So I never really focused or internalized or thought that I was dumb. Do you get what I'm saying? And then when the boys started shaming people for being dumb, levels had to raise again. And then I don't think, so I don't, like, I'm probably the wrong person to ask that question because I'm so disconnected with those kind of things. Like, I just didn't care enough. Like, I just didn't care to be like, oh my God, these guys think I'm dumb. Or this, like, it just didn't bother me. And on the opposite side as well, I didn't really have pressure from my mom because she's busy working 2 jobs, 3 jobs sometimes.
Survival mode.
She's in survival mode. And she's more looking at the number of like, yo, okay, that's a good number. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got 78. Solid.
Grand, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But even sometimes when I did, like, as much as she tried, she didn't have the greatest level of education herself.
Grand.
And then that was even in Nigeria, let alone even here. So it was just like I got away with a bunch of liberties. Like, you know, some people, they're like, your parents will tell you can't go into ordinary level. My mom, I didn't even know if my mom knew if I was doing high level or ordinary level. So
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? I didn't have those pressures. Like for me, I was flipping. I was doing high level because everyone was doing it, and that's what I was like. I'm not going to be the one where you're like, oh, aren't you in ordinary level? You're not going to banter me like that. So I feel like most of it just comes from not wanting to be shamed by the boys.
Shame motivated Deji,
Okay,
clearly.
So who'd be shamed?
Yeah, do you have siblings?
Yeah.
Are they all studious as well? Or is it just you? Because I know Yams came on. It was like he's doing a PhD and think he has like these other siblings are like doctors and all they're doing PhDs.
My sister is quite studious.
Okay.
She's in pharmaceuticals.
Come on.
My brother, he's my oldest brother, he's really interesting. So he's in like aviation, transportation, technology, that kind of thing. Yeah. And he's so interesting because he's like the hardest working person I've ever met in my life, bruv. He loves his job.
Yeah.
He loves his job. But my other 2 brothers, they're on vibes.
Are they the youngest ones?
No, one is older than me and the other one is younger.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what's called? Do you feel like you might not put pressure on the younger ones to do more?
Bruv, if I could, I'm trying. I
hope so.
I remember my first year of uni. I was like, because there's little things like I was working during secondary school, and I used the money to like buy like pay for like grinds, buy like extra study books, all that kind of stuff. Because
That's what she enjoys doing.
What?
That's what I was saying earlier. As much as you enjoy like potting, some people enjoy learning.
Bro, I was buying games.
So I got to the first year of uni, and I was like, nah, do you know what? From my heart, I want him to do I bought all the books, all the revision books, all the exam papers, like the different versions, all of it. I came back home during Christmas. They hadn't been opened. them in use.
It's so hard to when you don't care about it.
But also, I'm one of those people that every time in uni they told us to buy books, and whenever I did buy them, I never used them.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good at using. I just use whatever notes you put.
No,
on.
but these were like so there's one. So for instance, the biology book might be like 300 pages. There's this study book where it crams the biology course to like 30 pages. Like it's one of those books that like it made or broke my leaving cert. It was the reason I bought it was that impactful.
Well, yeah.
There was something else I want to talk about. It's a bit deep though.
Bring it up.
What's called? You know the video of the girl at the train station, and the guy walks across the train tracks to try and chat to her, and she's like, "Stop! Like I don't want to speak to you."
The UK.
Have you not seen that video?
I haven't seen that.
Okay, essentially, right. So what's called? This girl is at night. This girl is at a train station, just trying to wait to get her train, and this guy is on the other side of the platform. He walks across the train, like across the tracks, to come chat to her, and it's like, I don't want to talk to you. Like yo, just leave me alone. He's like, no, like I just like, why you being like that? Let me just say my piece. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. He's like, just let me say my piece. And he's like, I'll follow you, you know. And she's like I don't want to say, I don't. And he's like, I'll take your phone and all this kind of shit. And I was just like, bro, remember when I say niggas disappoint
Who's
me every day?
filming this?
The girl.
The girl. No one
And
cared.
she's literally like, leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. She's even trying to, I think she's like trying to get away and shit like that. And this guy's literally like saying, I will follow you. I'll take your phone.
That's
Because he's trying to move to her and shit like
that's
that.
absolutely insane.
But, and the thing is, yeah, like, playing devil's advocate. Not that I support what he says or what he's doing or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Here we go.
No. What I'm actually going to say makes a lot of sense.
You?
It's not playing me. It's not playing me.
Not advocate for the devil.
Anyways, what's called? Because the thing is, right, as guys, for a lot of times, we don't understand being in danger.
Yeah.
Or that feeling of danger.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I know what my intentions are to chat to you. Do you get what I'm saying? But for you, you have to assume that everybody is on badness.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm coming to you and you hit me with like I'm a creep, niggas will start automatically, they'll go into defense mode. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you being rude for it? Do you get what I'm saying? But they don't understand that, yo, you don't feel that fear of constant fear all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you know when some girls are like, oh, it must be nice to go for a walk at night.
Yeah, what's nice to be go for work, listen to your AirPods.
That's something I've never thought about.
Yeah.
Or what's called taking pictures of the taxi driver, taking pictures of the taxi driver's license so you can send it to your friends. It's like, if I go missing, this nigga did it.
Yeah.
Something I've never thought about. And I feel like a lot of guys have that ignorance in that way, and then they start taking it personal of like, yo, this isn't about
They
you.
start taking it offensive as if like you are, like, because they know their intentions. Now they think that like, why are you portraying me to be an evil person when I'm not an evil person? I know who I am. I know my character. Why you portray me this way? Because they're ignorant to like, women live a different reality than us, like a lot of the times. And like, we're luckier now to the extent that we can listen to women and through podcasts, we're talking to them and like, okay, like you're saying, we wouldn't have known like, oh, I walk from the train station to my house by bringing headphones in, thing in my pocket, I'm not crossing any roads, I'm walking.
You
And
think
then
I give a fuck what's happening
you're
anyway?
listening like, this is not a reality for some people. And you're like, okay, it doesn't matter what my intentions are. And it's understanding that it doesn't matter what my intentions are. It doesn't matter about my character. They think they're in danger. It's about making that situations easy for them. So I do get what you're saying, that some guys might be like, don't portray me as some evil guy when I'm just trying to talk to you. But guys need to understand that like, they have to portray every guy that way.
Yeah, because nobody's a creep until they're a creep.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Nobody's like, you don't look at that guy like, okay, like what's that white killer that used to kill everybody?
Dumber.
Yeah. Where like you don't look at him and say, he's one of them.
Yeah,
You're just like, that's a regular guy. And like for the most part, the most dangerous people are the most charming and like friendly people and all that kind of shit. And it's just like, I just don't understand. So you're telling me you're trying to link girl, yeah, and you're trying to talk to this girl and you're telling me, I will follow you home. What's she gonna say? Oh my God, he's so intentional. Or I'll take your phone. Oh my, like you're talking to your kids. How'd you meet mom? So yeah, she was at a train station, yeah, and I took her phone. And I said, you better, bro. Yeah. Like, at what point is it just like, she's clearly not on you, just leave her alone? Like,
I genuinely think men and women are taught different things about love from young. That's crazy.
Speak on this.
I think guys are taught like, oh, girls want a guy that will like push, a guy that
Authority,
is
take control.
take control, make her want you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, that needs to be changed because we do not want that. We do not want that. Like, and it's so unfortunate because that is crazy. That poor girl must have been so scared.
Yeah, because we are, to your point, like we are taught as like a bit of like, no, you have to keep trying, you have to be persistent, you just can't, like you have to try to convince them, like to an extent. And we've spoken about loads of times, like you're seeing videos of Chris Brown basically following a girl, and then there's the one with a Marion.
Yeah.
Literally doing the same thing. So you're thinking like, okay, maybe I have to try harder rather than just if they're not on it, allow it. And again, that's a societal and a communal change that we have to do now. It's like, you know what? Maybe we messed up teaching kids. And again, it should not be on a Marion and Chris Brown. It should be from home. It should be from the parents saying that, like, look, you're at an age now. I know you like girls. If you're interested in a girl, you try to talk to them, and she's not on it, allow it.
Consent.
Yeah.
Like, because even I remember the first time one of my friends called me, and it's like just random call out of the blue. I pick up the phone, and it's like, yeah, can you see me? Yeah, I'm literally coming over the bridge now. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. I was like, I was walking past a group of guys and I just wanted to let them know that, yo, like I'm linking. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's things that I never thought about. Do you get what I'm saying? What about you guys? Do you have any things that, like, little things that you might use to keep yourself safe or make yourself feel a bit more comfortable when you're outside?
It's so weird that now you're saying these. I'm like, damn, I didn't know y'all didn't do that.
That's
see what I mean?
It's not even. I didn't even do. It's never even crossed my mind.
Never.
Like, why don't you do that? Like,
No.
I have a app that, like, my friends have my location all the time.
Jeez.
Not a single one of my friends have my
Not a
location.
single. Like, it used to be a running joke with Digi. Me and Dave used to say, like, we actually don't know what you do in your free time. Like, we don't know what this nigga's at in his free times ever. So no, I guess because you're saying it, it's coming up. They have
Anything else you guys
If I'm
got?
in a taxi, I always call a friend. Always.
on the phone and stay.
Yeah, stay on the phone until I'm at my door in my house.
If I'm in a taxi, I'm like, me time.
Bro.
You'll sit here and chill.
Bro,
You
everyone
drive
said,
me
you think
today.
I give a fuck about who's in the front seat, bro?
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Things like if someone's walking behind you, you'd cross the road. You'd definitely reduce your sound, like, to make sure, like, normally you'd have, like, noise cancellation, but if it's, like, dark or late, noise cancellation's off and the volume's lower. Like, so I wouldn't listen to my favorite podcasts, like, if I'm walking alone.
Oh,
Like,
so you don't listen to Charger when you're walking
no,
alone?
not at night, no.
Or like, see me every time, like, hotel. If I'm like, she's going London trip, whatever reason, she's in a hotel. I have to get room numbers, everything sent over. Sleeps with the door, puts something at the door before she's sleeping because she's there alone. Whereas when I got to Brussels that time, I didn't send any details. I left my luggage and it was like 11 by the time I landed. I left my luggage in the room, went back outside in Brussels. So I need to get a takeaway. I need to get food. Couldn't see. Walked around the block, couldn't see a single thing, went back inside. But obviously, her intentions actually make sense because her intentions, every time we're in a different country late, she's always saying, let's just order. Let's not go out to go. But my intentions was like, let's probably stop something 5 minutes around the block. Let me just go get the food now.
And I feel like it's one of those things where, like you said, it's women think it's just normal because it's your
reality.
It's your reality. And guys, we don't, like, I feel like a lot of guys don't. It's not in our reality. It's not in our world. So, and it's like, also, it's not something that people actively think, like, talk about. So it's just like, then there's a lot more space for niggas to be like, oh, I'm just trying to chat to you, innit? I'm just trying to, and you get what I'm saying? It's like, but bro, like, you're a 6'2" nigga and it's dark. There's nobody else here. If you decided to knock her out and just throw over your shoulder, there's nothing she could do about it. Like, there's a reason why I'm apprehensive about everybody. Not just, it's not a you thing. And I feel like, once again, niggas' ego starts getting involved and it's like, gang. And it's just like, bro, man, leave women alone, man.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you do anything?
Yeah, self-defense classes are also good, just in case you may need to defend yourself and know how to kick someone, where to kick. And also, I sometimes carry my keys with me because I'm ready to run. Your keys show that, you live near. They may think that, you live around, so you're ready to open the door. And you could also share your location. Like, I have a family group chat, so they know where I am, wherever I am.
See that line of thinking, like, I carry my key to give the impressions that I live close. That line of thinking has never came to my brain. I've never seen like, let me carry my key to give someone the impression that could be looking at me that I live close. Like, the only time it wasn't even me. The only time that my friend was aware of danger. Morris went to live in Nige for 2 years. And he says while he lived there, he was getting one of those Okadas from the market. And he didn't even tell where the person lived. The person brought him back straight to his gaff without telling him. So then obviously, experiencing this daily, he came here to Ireland. He's always on high alert. So when we went to buy the engagement ring, I went with Morris when I went to buy my engagement ring for Simi. I took it. I'm walking out the store, just shopping bag. He's like, he's looking at me. He goes, yo, Jordan, put it in your jacket because you don't know who's been following us all the way to the store. I was like,
there.
I was like, do
there
you know what? Because my reality in Ireland is like, no, like I live here. I'm walking with a bag. It's the middle of the day. We went to the middle of the day, flipping O'Connell Street. Nothing's gonna happen. But because of that reality, that someone picked him up from the market, dropped him from his house without him saying anything. So it's like people watch you on the daily. So when he's just watching me fling a bag with like a ring inside, he's like, you don't know who's watching you,
Bro, that's an easy lick.
Yeah,
Even,
that's an easy lick.
I remember when I first started driving or whatever, and I dropped this girl home, and I dropped her, she got out of the car, and I just drove off. And then she later on, she's like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's once again, it's not something that I ever thought about.
Yeah, I used to get for that as well.
And then it's just like, but like, it's just crazy how different we live. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even at night, like, because then later on at night, I started realizing, all right, cool. So if I see a girl in front of me, I might cross the road, walk faster than that, and then get in front of her. So it's like, all right, you're behind me now. Like, you can see that I'm not on whatever. But it's just like,
No, but I'm not gonna lie. You doing that, I know that's really sweet and like thoughtful. But like, if I heard a guy get faster
behind me.
no, but that's why I crossed the road.
Yeah. You cross the road and
Bro.
you do it on the
Okay,
other side.
Do you know how many times?
stressed.
Do you know how many times I've been running for like a bus or running for something, and literally,
The size of your date.
yeah, like,
I'm
like,
scared. I'm like, what the
and like
fuck
also the thing is also I got my hoodies on, everything's on, like,
And you were all black all the time. I'll be scared.
you know what I'm saying?
Hoodie.
I'll be scared.
Nah, it's
But,
crazy though.
Yeah.
Could I ask you something, Ditch?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd love to get your opinion on this as well, because you're like a married guy. But like, so something I've been hearing a lot, something that really I'd love to know more about is like the pressures of guys. Because I think the same way we have a very alternate reality.
Yeah.
Like, what is your reality when it comes to like men should provide? And because I wouldn't have necessarily expected it. Like, so do you feel like there's a lot of pressure to be at a certain like financial point or mental point or all that thing now that you're like, maybe if you're dating?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like her, yeah. He's working on
I
himself.
like that. Respectful guest. That's what you like
He's working on
here.
himself. Don't leave my guests alone.
You know what? To be fair, I see it with some other people, but I've been blessed enough that the women that I've come across have never really expected crazy amounts from me. But I feel like I put a certain level on myself because, bro, I'm not trying to be in the group chat as that broke nigga, bro. You get what I'm saying? So like,
Nah, shame is really a motivator for dating. I'm doing this podcast.
bro,
This guy does not want to be
100%,
shaved.
1,000, bro, 1,000%. That's the biggest motivator. And
Is that based on the type of girl you like then?
probably. But also the thing is, right? Like, if I don't feel like I'm in a place, like if I look at women, yeah, and I feel like you're living a lifestyle that I'm not living, I leave you alone. Because why am I going to come and start telling you to drop your lifestyle and I'm fighting and this and bruv, you see you're in the 200K plus. I'll leave you there. There's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90K right there for me.
You know when you see, are you like Arthur? That meme, that fist, when you see, oh, that's just, and then you look at her Insta and you see the side life and you can't provide it. You're like, oh.
You know what?
Damn.
In this time of my life, there's baddies at every stage of life.
Facts.
I'll find another one, and I will spin the block when I get that. Don't get it twisted.
Bookmark,
bro. When that 250K comes, refollow.
Do you guys talk about finances like with your boys?
No,
Not in what way?
Would your boys know how much you earn?
Oh no. Well,
if you ask.
if you ask, yeah, I will tell you. Like
So do you guys talk about finance then?
the boys that were my groomsmen, they know. Like I'm applying for like I'm applying. Well, I've got a new job, so I'm about to even move. So I'm very open with them. I do. I tell them like this is what I was earning as a contractor. This is what they're offering me.
Oh, you were a contractor.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They were paying.
I know.
Wow. Contract life is sweet.
Okay.
So then I'm like, oh, I'm moving for FTE reasons. I wanted stability now. I want I just kind of want that consistency. And I tell them, especially because my boys work in the same field, and I don't want them to know what they're to negotiate from or to see what they're offering other people. So I know I would talk to them. If you ask me, I have no problem saying it. Like, but do you guys talk about your finances with your girls?
Oh yeah.
I feel like girls talk
Do you
about
guys talk about niggas' finances with your girls?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh.
maybe not niggas you like.
No, see, I don't really care how much a guy earns, so I don't think that would be a factor to ever be asked.
Can I ask this though? Why? Because there's this whole, he works in Tesco. Shout out GTG. This conversation has been happening. Why do you not care?
A guy who works in Tesco wouldn't approach me, to be honest.
Why not? Why did you say that?
No, it's not even because of like attractiveness or anything. It's this real. I feel like if a guy for me, the guys I've met, if they hear you're doing a PhD, they start doing up oh, you think you're smart, yeah?
Yeah,
You think you're smart, yeah? You think
Okay,
you're... So
okay.
it like generally...
So you
I
attract
don't-
your vibe already.
Yeah, generally that filters things out for me. Like certain guys just wouldn't approach me that way. Like I tend to approach quite nerdy men, which I like anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if he owns Tesco?
Come on.
I don't think it's about that. For me, I just find that there'd be a lot of guys that are, for some reason, intimidated offhand anyways, that if a guy was approaching me, they generally have enough confidence to not care.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't...
Yeah, what's going on?
But if he's a confident guy who works in Tesco, cool, no problem. As long as you're ambitious.
One of the boys told me that an uncle was telling him, like, yo, like, don't let your woman get too much ahead. Do you get what I'm saying? Just because, like, you need to keep her, like, needing you kind of a situation. Like, and maybe because I don't have that many male role models in my life, it's just, what's funny? See? I try to open up and you laugh.
Do you know what I hate about niggas? They say the deepest shit so casually, so then you can't react. I remember talking about my brother saying like the sweetest thing, but I didn't know if I should react or not because I knew they would be rude.
No, but yeah, so like I haven't had those conversations with these uncles and stuff like that, and because obviously like there's just not bare niggas running through my house, like, you know, like, okay, like if your dad was at home and he had his boys, whatever, bare niggas in the house, they would be teaching you, they would chat to you. I didn't have that, so I didn't think that that's what niggas are actually saying to these to like the younger generations. And when I was like, so this is actually what's happening. Like, and I can now see why like so many niggas are like jealous of their girlfriends, or like they just don't want to. If a girl is doing a certain level, they just want to be around them and shit like that.
Getting older is also understanding the adults then were just projecting themselves onto you. It's actually having that understanding. It's like, oh, there were also people, because I'm like 30 now. So when I was 15 to 30-year-olds giving me a 15-year-old that advice, they're just projecting that like maybe in their house the women start earning more and they start treating them a certain way. Maybe that was their reality. So then they were like, you know what? I don't want this to happen to my nephew or my like whatever. So I'm gonna tell him, don't let her get step up. They're just projecting what they went through. But I think you have to get to a certain level of age. Like now we see everybody as people. Like you see your parents as a person. You see like I'll see your mom, I'll greet her, but I see her as a person more. So if I was 15, I'm like, that stage is mom. Like I can talk a certain way. I can't be a certain way because that's. But so it's also just copping on and be like, oh yeah, they were just people projecting their realities onto me. What?
You're thirsty.
Yes.
Like when I be seeing, like I'm stressed out for young boys.
Yeah.
I cannot afford Louis Vuitton for myself. I can that you did 6 boxes in a hotel room that is now decorated for your 1-year anniversary with your 18, 19-year-old girlfriend.
Some of them it's the will you be my girlfriend question. So why are you doing this, bruv?
Or do you know how expensive roses are?
I've known.
Do you know that it's not the you got 12 roses, you got the big
50s, 100 bro.
no like
bro.
I think there's a level of emotional intelligence that maybe you guys have gotten to be like, sure, look, it's grand, but like even things like my younger brother thinking he needs to drive and like he needed to buy a car. I'm like,
He does.
What age is he?
He's now 19.
Yeah, he does.
He needs to drive, not me buy a car. I shared a car with my dad when I was 19.
No, he has a car anyways. Like,
does he?
Yeah, he has a car like, and like he was like,
you
he
have a car
can't.
at 19.
At 19, I bought my first car at 21.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Well,
Not to drive and have
I
a
think
car.
the
is two
pressure is
different
mad though.
Yeah.
Even like a date, like I was asking him and his mate, like, where'd you guys go? And they're like, oh, like, they were like, I was like, would you guys go to Nando's? They were like, Nando's?
yeah,
What did you do?
Nando's isn't a date spot.
For a 19-year-old.
When you're 19.
Yeah, but
In
like
college.
Yeah, but the thing is, our 19 and their 19 is two different.
That's
19s.
what I mean. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they should be able to just go to the cinema, like.
Yeah, put lips in the back, man.
Yeah,
No.
but the thing is,
back.
the thing is,
Definitely
Main man,
not that.
lips in the back of the
As-
cinema. I'm
as
joking. I'm playing.
as we're speaking about this, yeah, the thing is, you get to a certain age, 19, she's now chatting to 23, 24, 25. You know what? Certain level, some 29-year-olds. Bruv, you're not
That
competing.
29-year-old should look at himself, man.
But that's a
He
good
should,
point.
he should,
because
but you're not competing. Bruv, I've been working for
But
10
like
years.
but that should be okay. Like I just feel like everyone should be okay where they're at. Like I'm doing a PhD. I'm earning peanuts, guys. I'm earning peanuts, and like I live on that.
Well, you know, though, once you finish the PhD, you take that
By the
next
grace
step. That's not even.
By the
that's-
grace of Jesus.
That's what you know, though. Say that next step, yeah, I'm coming.
You
But
know
I
that
feel
next
like
bag is big.
There should be no like everyone already has internally within them that they want a better life. Like let's be for real. Everyone's like, I want a good car. I want those things. That there shouldn't necessarily be such a pressure to be like, especially if it's that like you should provide it for someone else. I think it's mad.
hear you, but like think about from the music to like just what you see on social media.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of like, and obviously the whole generations of like man is supposed to provide. Like even you say it was a certain level of emotional maturity, but even as my certain age now, there's certain things I'm like, no, I'm doing that. Like even if it's not the most smartest
Like
thing for me, I can't think of something now. Okay, like let's say if I'm going on a date, and the date I think is going to cost me like €100, I'll bring 3. Just so whatever happens,
So
I know.
4 cocktails before the dinner. You're
Bro, there is no way I'm texting Jordan, yo, send me that 100 right now. And I'm just,
you know what I'll ask you, how bad is she though? I might send it, but
Jordan, you know if it's gone to the point where I did this and I wasn't sure about it.
Yeah. Okay. There's certain ones I'm like, I'll be on your side. I'm like, I can't let you be embarrassed.
Yeah,
No. Like,
wait. So if it's a debt, you're not sending me the money.
But now
I didn't say all of that.
Answer the question.
That's objective. But to your point of like the 19-year-old, yeah. Again, 19-year-olds guy, 19-year-old girl can maybe even date up together at 25, who can provide a certain life and a certain date. But a 19-year-old boy feels like they have to compete with that 25-year-old man.
Why does
without
any
context.
guy? Okay, I'm so sorry. My mom was always saying I'm a feminist. I'm actually not even a feminist. My question is just why do I wasn't raised with the mindset that a man should provide for me.
Okay.
So I'm just confused why there's even that mindset. Because again, if you're in a relationship and your partner does something for you, that should be a bonus. That should be great. That should be like, thank you for the gift, for like the thoughts. But like, why is it an expectation in general?
Again, they just said we record like before this. It was like it's just 100 years of programming.
Yeah,
it is. Some things just go back to you gotta track it down to how we're raised and how we are programmed. We're trying to change, like, and I was counterpointing to his point. I was like, yeah, but we've talked about it. Society has changed, and so should mindset. Yeah. But before we get there, to his point, we're trying to deprogram thousands of years of how we're made. Because now it's like, I could sit across a partner that's 60K, I'm on 50K. Yeah. Who's like, why is it then the onus is still on the man to provide? Like, you're doing engineering. I know my brother's a software engineer. I know they make bank. Yeah. So for her now to like, it's gonna be like, oh, you can definitely provide for yourself and you can provide for a partner, but just it's thousands of years of.
And also social media as well. Like once I got to a certain age and realized Valentine's Day actually isn't about the day.
No. Honestly. There's some things you need to block on your social media, like all that love stuff. Yeah, the way like social media gives you the best and most, I guess, photogenic version of what love is, without actually like showing love. Yeah. Because all you see is a beautiful picture or like beautiful snips of moments of like a hug, but you don't know. Mm-hmm.
You don't know that this guy is selling drugs to put those Louis Vuitton bags on that hotel. Because even right now, bro, how are these youngins fucking like? Because bro, you can get a hotel room for €50 back in the day. Bro, I was looking at hotel rooms. There was one time,
What were you looking at hotel rooms for?
Because sometimes you need to stay in a hotel. I live in Navan. I can't drink and drive.
Really?
I have to be responsible.
So you spend interesting.
Look, niggas got money now.
Come on.
And like Jordan likes to say we pay for convenience. But what I'm saying is like a shitty hotel room that I paid for like years ago that cost me like €70. That same hotel room was going for like 200 and something euro. It's mad. And it's a shitty place.
And that's why they have cars.
No, but the mad thing is like nights out, you'll see young boys getting
getting hotel rooms.
Yeah,
after that,
I know. No, but I mean, how can you afford? I just don't know how you can afford it.
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Hotels in town on a Saturday or Friday?
It's like 300.
Impossible.
Yeah, but the thing is,
impossible.
Like, there's certain things you can buy but you can't afford. How do you know that these guys can afford it?
Okay, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, because like at the end of the day, if I get a paycheck of €500 and I know that okay, the hotel's $250, go to the club, buy drinks, do this, maybe that cost me another $150. Eat noodles for the rest of the week. Cool. to you, it looks like, how can you afford it? I can afford it. Well, I can pay for it, but I can't afford
Yeah,
it.
I can't afford
Do
it.
you get what I'm saying? And it's just like, also, it's like you're seeing on social media, all of these people that you're following. It's like, oh, my boyfriend got me this, my boyfriend did this, my boyfriend did this, my boyfriend did this. If you're 13, 14, we don't know what boyfriends are meant to do. Like, I remember my first relationship. I didn't know what a boyfriend was meant to do. I asked her out and I damn near ignored her for a week. Granted, I was 12. But like,
No, they say you play it cool.
yeah.
No,
Treat them mean and keep them lean.
I really hate it. I just feel like even me now at my age, I realized a couple of weeks ago how much social media subconsciously feeds into what I think I want.
Yeah.
And you have to like, I was asking myself, do you actually want that? Or is it something you've seen that every girl gets that you're like, I want it? Because like, I remember I went to visit.
Go on.
Shekemi's a podcaster, man.
I need to change the story.
Anyways,
Crossroads.
she was like, should I? No, like I said. But yeah, you went to visit someone.
No, I went to go visit one of my friends anyways. And it was a thing of, on social media, you think, oh, like a man should pay to come see you or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I want to visit the country and I want to spend some time. I'm going to go myself.
Well, I think that's, like, again, we are all like, we cannot victim to it, but it's a part of our culture now, social media. And it's going to subconsciously or consciously change the perceptions that we have towards certain things that maybe you don't even know if you want it, or you just think, oh, that looks cool. And that could be a thing of like, oh, that looks cool, but you might not want it for yourself.
Yeah.
But for some reason, because it looks cool, I want it too. But it's like, no, I've seen some things, I'm like, that looks nice. It's not for me, but it looks nice. But sometimes I'm like, I want some of that, but I don't even know if I did. I didn't want it before I saw it, and if I didn't get it for the next 5 years, I wouldn't care.
Is there anything you've done actually that looked good on social media that you did it and you were like, oh, that's a bit crap?
Oh yeah, reels with City Boys. Oh yeah, okay. I said that looks cool. I'm gonna do it.
You're like,
And I did.
nah.
But not like in terms of like physical things.
Probably
like
traveling. Like going somewhere that you see on social media.
Bali. There was a year that I just kept seeing the swings in Bali.
Oh, those things look amazing.
Yeah, I kept seeing the rice fields and swings in Bali. And we did a road trip in California, 2018. And next year I was like, bro, we have to go to Bali. That was it. That was, yeah.
And then you get there and it's not what you thought it was.
Yeah, it was actually nice, but
Your expectation was here.
Yeah, the Bali I went to and the Bali I see on socials are two different Balis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Two
the thing is,
different
right, as much as we say social media influencing us, blah, 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 we all took our dating advice from TV. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's true.
What's actually the difference?
And Sex and the City.
And also, you know what it is as well, yeah? Stop telling me you want that, because that's scripted. That somebody sat down and wrote that.
Yeah.
Your life isn't a movie.
Yeah.
Everybody's a main character in their movie, though.
Yeah, but bruv, like, he said that because there's a bunch of people that sat there for 3 years saying that this is the perfect line to say.
Yeah.
You're telling me you want me to come up with that in 0.25 seconds?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
But I do still, yeah.
Oh shit! Remember, she's toxic.
I remember.
No, because I was going to say the reason why social media, I guess, is somewhat worse is that it's also a lot of people that are just able to give their opinion. Where, for instance, you're talking about like Sex in the City. It took a year and it took a team of people to decide what was the right thing to say. Where social media, anybody and everybody can just say what they want. And rather than it be like open conversation, it's this is it. Like, again, we can have a conversation, and chances are we've been wrong about things in this conversation. Yeah. But it's a conversation.
Yeah.
I also feel like we've gotten to a place where it's gender wars. City boys are trying to get up on the city girls. Everyone's trying to get up on the other one before. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's what I hear.
City boys one up.
I hear that's why the dating market is messed up for a lot of people, because of like everybody, the gender wars per se, and nobody wants to get one up on them. Like, a girl doesn't want to be played, a guy's ego doesn't want to be bruised, and then everybody's playing a conservative, everybody's guarding their emotions, and nobody's really getting anywhere, because the first sign of like, I might get hurt here, I'm out.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you really want to love and you want to be loved, you have to allow yourself to be hurt.
Yep.
If you don't allow yourself to be hurt, you will never be in love.
Yeah, because people are imperfect. People are not perfect. Like,
Have you been hurt?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bro, I told you, heartbreak while working in 9 to 5. Bro, I was sitting on the toilet for like 20 minutes. Every couple of hours, I just sat on the toilet, just like, yeah, crazy.
I've never been hurt.
What's dating like now? Are you? I mean, you've got engineering, which is a heavy degree.
Well, I don't have time for that because I have a load of like extracurriculars up and down. So I genuinely do not have time for dating.
Well, you know what they say, like heartbreak is like chicken pox. You need to get it when you're young.
Yeah.
You have time.
I saw my boy get it at
That's true, I'm not
25.
gonna lie.
He started tweeting, I miss my baby. Scruff, man. I miss my baby. Oh, what an era.
Bro.
Yeah.
I mean, one guy was broken his stream, his heartbreak tweets during like lunchtime. My brother sent me the tweets. He says, he's crying tears into his chicken foot roll. That's why you gotta get it when you're young,
You
man.
know what I'm saying? While you're young, and the only thing you have to worry about is going to school and coming back home.
True.
Because, now having to pay taxes and thinking about bills while your heart is broken, bro, that's long.
Yeah?
But yeah.
Shekemi, thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
You guys wanna
What
plug
are
your
you
thing
guys
one
here
more
for again? Promote the...
Come here.
Come here till I tell you.
When is it?
13th to the 19th. So come here and have a quiz with us, have a laugh with us, and have a drink with us.
Where can we buy tickets?
Where can we buy tickets?
On Eventbrite, and you can find us our Instagram as well, which is come here, shall I tell you?
And this is Science Week, the 13th of November.
Yeah.
That's
You're a
it.
scientist, you know, by the way.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You will not be there.
13th of... Actually, mate.
Jordan, why do you lie about these
Why
things?
can
Actually,
you
might
not
be
be
there.
there?
Why can I not be there?
Why can you not be there?
See, it's not that I cannot.
So you'll be there.
See, you're asking a lot of questions, and do you want me to lie to you?
No, I want you to tell me the truth.
Then I'm not going to be there.
If MSD pay for us to go to that thing, I'll be there.
So you want to go on the white man's time?
It's only a fiver.
It's only a
It's not about the money. It's about the. See, the thing is, right? Is this science quizzes? Because I hate science. I've always like as soon as I could drop all science subjects, I dropped them all.
I agree. Don't come to the quizzes. What about the science of cocktails? It's a cocktail making class.
That sounds like if I know you're working on yourself, but if you weren't, that'd be a fun date.
Like there's a look like go on our
If you
Instagram
weren't
and have a
making
look at all the
yourself.
events. There's actually lots of fun.
All right, okay, you know what?
What day is it on
You
the
might
cocktail
see
making
it.
class?
Yeah, actually.
Will we check quickly and give a
Yeah,
shout out
check.
to all of them because
I can't do Wednesday anyways.
You can
During
reach
the week.
I
Wait,
can't do
is it like 6
during
o'clock?
the week.
It's like 7.
That's rush hour times as well, you know.
Anyways, great. Thank you for coming. We always say this. You're welcome to come anytime. If you just want to chat to the lads and have a conversation, you're always welcome. And if you have anything you want to promote, just let us know. You're always welcome to. It's been a long time coming, Shekemi, but thank you for pulling up. And if you guys made it to the end of the pod and you didn't like anything we said today, well, you can charge. Thank you for listening. Bang, bang.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, guys. Yeah, so there's Raise a Glass, which is the 16th. Then there's Come Here Till I Beautify Ya, which is the 17th. There's the quizzes. There's moon gazing. So it's like learning about astronomy.